May the 4th. That's right, man. All the Star Wars fans celebrating. My Instagram was filled with Star Wars stuff by people I didn't even know were Star Wars fans. And I made sure to invite the biggest Star Trek fan. That's what I did. I can't believe I did that. I only realized after the fact that I had asked him to hop on, that it's May the 4th and he's a Trekkie. But, anyways, it's all good. Travis is sitting backstage, but guys, I hope you had a great weekend. It was Free Comic Book Day. Lots of great stuff. I don't know about you guys. I filled up like a long box and probably more. Still got to pick up some stuff. But I want to shout out Comic Nation, Comic Hunter in Montreal. I got to shout out Day. It was amazing, man. It was a great Free Comic Book Day. I don't know if you guys went around picking up some stuff, but it was awesome, man. And obviously, Travis is sitting backstage, but we'll talk with Travis as well regarding Free Comic Book Day. And yeah, man, I also want to share with you guys. I know we talk a lot about Comic Legion, but that's because not only are they supporters of the show, but they're just a great shop to deal with. And it's my personal shop that I deal with. And you can get all your great stuff if you're in Canada online. Go visit comiclegion.ca. But tomorrow night, Comic Legion is actually going to have a new Comic Book Day claim sale at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure to check that out. Now, I was speaking some Free Comic Book Day stuff. Guys, I want to show you exactly what was going on with Free Comic Book Day. Last night, they went live. I don't know how these guys have the time to do these things, but they were dropping bangers. And they gave everybody who orders from Comic Legion a bundle of just amazing Free Comic Book Day books. So I know a lot of people go out and try to pick up whatever they can, but here's an example of what was in the bundles. And yeah, if you guys were there last night and purchased, this is how they roll, man. They take care of you. They give you tons of Free Comic Book Day books, which was really neat to see. All the big ones, the heavy hitters, they were all in there. So shout out to Comic Legion. Appreciate you guys. Make sure, man, you see next year's Free Comic Book Day, you know where to stop. If you miss anything out there in the wild, Comic Legion takes care of you. So make sure you're ordering with Comic Legion. Now, let's get to the main event. The guest that's sitting backstage and paying absolutely no attention to the show. No, all eyes are on the hockey game. Travis, yeah, what's going on, baby? Are you pulling a Joe Hendry?
Yeah. Say his name. He appears.
There he is. What's up, man?
Man, not much. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I see a new setup. You got the TV up and running. Now, I already knew bringing you on was dangerous, but Covrprice was mid as your name at the bottom. Woo! Woo! That's heavy, bro. That's heavy.
Well, I'm just here for the hot takes. That's all it is.
I could see that. See that. But yeah, no, the Habs are out. My Kings are out all in 1 week. It was a rough one for myself. But yeah, man. And you got your Canes still in there. Yep, up against Washington.
I love it when things go exactly the way I wanted to.
I love it, dude. I love it, man. Hey, you know what?
Oh God.
Say what you want. I'm proud of the Habs. I'm disappointed with the Kings. Man. I'm disappointed with the Kings. They could never get past the Edmonton Oilers. It's just what it is.
I honestly hate that because, like, man, they should have beat Edmonton. They should have beat Edmonton, but I'm really frustrated that they didn't. Honestly, it's just a letdown. I mean, that's just a letdown. But Montreal absolutely killed it. I actually did. I was actually one of the people that actually believed they could very, 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 very likely beat the Caps. They're so young and so good. And anybody who knows exactly why my handle is like that. It's just a shout out to my guy. That's all.
No, for sure. But dude, I
actually love Covrprice.
You gotta love him. But unfortunately, the team in front of him could have never got it done for him. But David Lepage saying blah. Okay, I get it that Edmonton's your team. The Kings are my team, and yeah, so we can't get past Edmonton. Edmonton's solid, dude. They're just a great team.
So good.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's always fun to watch. I just love hockey. For the sake of hockey, dude. I grew up watching puck from when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
typical Canadian thing. I get it. But yeah, man, it was a rough week to be a Kings fan and to be a Habs fan. So there
Yeah.
you
Well,
have
I mean,
that.
I think you got to feel good though. As a Habs fan, you got to feel super good because
I'm dude,
honestly,
positive future. Yeah.
yeah. There's nothing bad to say about it. Just fantastic. So, yeah. Shout out to Montreal. I love it. Sorry, Chia. Sorry,
Yep.
buddy.
Yeah. So David's saying he's born in '79. He grew up watching the Great One.
How
Well,
can you not cheer for Edmonton then? That's
yeah.
right. I mean,
I got to see Gretzky with the Kings, so that's actually what drew me that way. But yeah, man. But guys, of course, weekly comic wrap up hits episode 90 tonight, so we're not too far away from episode 100. Now, every month we've been gathering giveaways for you guys. There's going to be another giveaway within the month of May, and then as we get closer in June, another giveaway, and then the episode 100. Brace yourselves. That's all I'm going to tell you guys. Brace yourselves because we have a lot of stuff lined up for episode 100. Not to say that anything in between giveaways aren't going to be fire, but it's going to be a big show of just hanging out and tons of stuff going on. So I'm looking forward to episode 100. Can't wait for that. But tonight's show, we have a lot of things to go over with the FOC. The market report, of course, being a very fun one again this week. It was just dominated again by Baker Shakers. So you guys are going to really enjoy that. And Hot Topics. Guys, Thunderbolts came out. Now, Travis, you told me you were going to watch it.
haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen it yet.
I thought you watched it. We had
No,
this talk.
no. I was supposed to go today, and some things happened, and it didn't happen. So I've got to get to it.
Okay, fine. I'll talk some Thunderbolts. Spoiler free. I promise I'll keep it spoiler free for everybody. I feel like the internet's been spoiling some things already when it comes to that because if you've seen, there's some billboards being changed already regarding Thunderbolts. So you might want to stay off the interwebs just a little bit longer.
I'm having some troubles. Yeah, I've already seen a couple things, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I gotta go see it before this is just completely ruined.
Yeah. It didn't take long. Not even the opening weekend. It's still Sunday morning, and I'm getting spoilers. I'm like, holy shit! I'm so happy I watched these movies right away because like there's so many leaks that come out
I'm
immediately.
so excited. I'm absolutely excited, and the fact is that everybody is saying really good things about it. It's been really, 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 widely accepted as really good, and we haven't had one of these in a while, and yeah, that's exciting. I'm really excited about it because anything with our guy Bucky in it, man, I'm here for it.
Yeah, dude, Bucky's just amazing. I want to I keep wanting to see more of him at the forefront, and I feel like we got that a little bit within this movie. But we'll talk more Thunderbolts later on once we get to the hot topics. But the spicy topic tonight, guys, I want to talk to you about good friend of the channel, good friend in general. Armin, he went through a little story as of late, and what ended up happening was somebody graded raw books. So example, raw books, you check out some raw books on the shelves. Somebody might say this is a 9.0, put a price on that, goes into grading, comes back a totally different grade. So I do want to have this conversation. Armin, I'm going to send him an open invite at the end of the show if he would like to come and hop on and dive deeper into what happened. He's more than welcome to, but we'll get into some of that a little later on. But as I said, big show tonight, lots to discuss. So, chat, I see you. I could see you're all ready to dive in and get into the FOC picks of the week. Mr. Travis, Trek Wars, the biggest Trek fan on May the 4th. You ready to talk FOC, baby?
Well, hell yeah, let's do it.
Let's go, baby. All right, guys. All right. FOC selections of the week for May the 5th. Now, I did speak Comic Legion up here in Canada, but if you're down the south of our border and living in the United States, well, you can go visit comicnation.us. Now, Comic Nation gives you 15% off of the cover price already, but you can get an additional 5% off by using discount code Black Crown. Again, it's comicnation.us. And if you're in Canada, well, we just spoke Comic Legion. Go visit comiclegion.ca, 20% off every week on the cover price for the FOC orders, but you get an additional 5 if it's your first order by using discount code Enlist. So to kick off the FOC list, and I'm not so like I'm nervous already because I see Nova's helmet here. Oh, we'll get into this one in just a second, but
You're a Nova guy, right?
I am, dude.
Yeah.
I am, but it is what it is. Let's get into the first book, and the first one being Absolute Wonder Woman, issue number 8. Now, the solicitation suggests a shocking revelation is going to take place within this book. I know you're enjoying everything Kelly Thompson's putting out right now. You guys over on your podcast, which is Trek Wars, guys, the description's in the link is in the description of the video, so definitely go check them out. But diving into the Absolute Universe stuff, no one better than you right now.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm excited about this. Getting back to the core team here. We got Hayden Sherman back on the art. We did have the guest artist there for 2 issues for the recent like kind of little mini arc, and we actually talked about that in the episode we recorded today. And we were pumped. It was a great ending to. It's so hard. I always feel it's really hard to do a 2-issue arc well. It's just not enough, you know. It just doesn't seem like there's enough time. But it was really well done, and I thought it was really cool. And the guest artist was awesome. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, likewise. I know everybody. Now we're at issue 8 for Absolute Wonder Woman. The Absolute Universe has advanced, right? The hype. I don't want to say that the hype has come down since its launch, but it seems people are starting to shy away, and I strongly encourage everybody not to do that because Absolute Wonder Woman is actually a really amazing read. We have this discussion every time you're on. It's like it's kind of a 3-way tie almost between the big the big 3, right? When you get like Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman, all 3 of them are just amazing.
Yeah, your favorite book can change any week,
Yeah.
My counterpart actually, he was all in Absolute Batman all the way, and after he read Absolute Superman number 6, he like slapped his desk and said that was the best issue from the Absolute Universe so far.
No kidding.
Yeah, so yeah, he's all about it, but it can change week to week. There's just really great creative teams, and I'm glad to see Hayden Sherman back because we kind of got used to him. So.
Yeah. Before we get on to the next book, though, I got to shout out JSS Brooklyn for the $4.99 super chat. Dude, you did not need to give a $5 super chat tonight, but you did. So thank you so much. I need to get a video, a nice video for every time somebody hits me with a super chat because, yeah, man, it is what it is. But you're going to help me pay rent. Just like
rent?
There you go. So thank you so much for that, JSS Brooklyn, man. I appreciate you so much. Like I said, didn't need to do that, but it's always appreciated. Now, we spoke, guys, if you're not following JSS, by the way, super nice guy. He's always open to talk with you guys over on Instagram. He's such a great person to talk to. But you're giggling over the rent thing.
What a random ass clip to have locked and loaded.
It's always there. You never know. You never know. It's a reminder for myself, dude. Like, yeah, FOC, but I gotta pay my mortgage.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
great.
But anyways, Absolute Wonder Woman issue 8 is on FOC this week. Now, up next, guys, sticking with DC, somebody is flipping us the bird, and it is Green Lantern issue 23 right here. It is the Mark Spears cover. I love this cover so much, dude. I love it. It's so good.
He's got this Green Lantern just fits his palette. It just fits the Mark Spears color palette. All the Spears Green Lantern covers are just really enjoyable, and yeah, this is a must get for me because I'm a Green Lantern guy, right? You're a Nova guy. I'm a Green Lantern guy, so I gotta have my space cops, and I really like the whole vibe that Mark Spears gives Green Lantern. It's just like I said, it just really suits him. So
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Leftero saying Black Crown, now that Free Comic Book Day 2025 DC is out, we can all see how the Absolute characters are their own characters and exist alongside the originals. And that's pretty spot on, man.
I haven't read it yet.
Really?
I didn't read it yet. Believe it or not, I didn't read it yet.
I'm so shocked.
Yesterday was a blur.
I've got like, do you want me to send you stills or something? Like, what's going on?
It's bad. I'm so behind, but it's getting read tonight. I've been looking forward to that ever since it was announced. So cannot wait to jump in on that. But yeah, it's exciting. Finally getting that free comic book day
Yeah.
um, issue. Yep.
I'm disappointed in you, and it's been the theme so far tonight. You're
Disappointed in myself. Let's be honest.
Carry prices mid. How dare you?
Yeah.
But guys, I want to shout out Love for Comics before we move on to the next book, because Love for Comics was on last week. Did an amazing show with myself, and he had amazing giveaways that he donated to the channel. He gave away four giveaways. Three of them being from the Daredevil Whatnot pack, and one a CGC 99 of that Transformers 13, which was just an amazing book. And yeah, so he's updating, saying, everybody, your books have been shipped. So congratulations again to everybody. Love for Comics, already can't wait to have you back, man. It's funny because every week we have shows, right? We all hang out here. We go live for like, an hour and a half, 2 hours. But then immediately after the shows, we all hang out, right? We hang out even after the show. And the talk with Love for Comics went on for maybe another hour and a half. And what a great guy. What a great guy, man. That's so
Yeah,
many amazing.
he's one of the best, man. I always enjoy when he's on. It's a can't miss.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely love him. But anyways, Green Lantern issue 23, the Mark Spears is just so good. This is an automatic grab. I'm picking this up. Yeah, Love for Comics in the chat saying till 1 a.m. That's exactly what happened, man. Exactly what happened. Work was a little rough the next day. But anyways, DC Pride 2025 #1. Now, whether you like this or not, I could tell you one thing. Souza Micah made me want to pick up this book without hesitation. Without hesitation. Sozo bringing the fire nonstop.
Always. It's always. And this is unbelievable. I didn't even know this was a thing until this popped up. And I'm probably going to get it. I don't typically buy the Harley Poison Ivy covers. I love them. I just don't typically buy them because I'm spending, countless dollars on other things. But this one might happen.
This one is going to happen. Now, maybe you might be convinced otherwise because I believe it is a $9.99 price tag. So it's a bit up there. But
is it a longer issue? Are we looking at like a bigger issue?
Yeah, I think it's a bigger one, but definitely Sozo Micah is worth the price of admission alone, in my opinion. So that's just me. But love this. This is a cover grab for this week. I could see that the chat clearly agrees. Look at that. Yes, super hot. I couldn't agree more. Love this cover. Are you making yourself a cocktail over there? Or are you peeing in a cup? What's going on? Hey! No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to censor you. Look at you, man. Look at you.
I'm doing it low key.
Low key. I'm not gonna. No. You're gonna drink. Enjoy. Have fun, guys. But all right. I hope everyone's got a cold one. I got a nice cold one. I'm ready to go. So let's keep it going. DC Pride 2025 #1, the Sozo Micah variant. Love this cover. Now, Amazing Spider-Man issue 5. We have the Bagley variant, and it's an unrevealed spoiler cover variant by Mark Bagley. Now, I'm gonna be honest. So far, I'm okay with this stuff. The Hellfire stuff's been good. I was on edge, dude. On edge. I've been disappointed by ASM for the longest time.
I haven't been an active reader of ASM in a while. And I know that you had some disappointment with it over the last, so long. He's asking for page count. I love that. But I did pick this up, and I have been reading it the first couple issues, and it's been pretty good.
Not bad, right? Not bad. So I'm excited about this. I'm curious to see what the spoiler cover is going to be about. But I feel like Marvel's been doing this with almost, on a weekly basis. Like there's always one title with one spoiler cover that has been coming out. Now I don't know if they're going to continue with this gimmick or how much longer, but yeah, I'm totally picking up this one. There's some other nice covers as well available for ASM, but this is a pickup from myself. Now, this right here, dude, I love these versus one-shots, but we've got Ghost Rider versus Galactus, issue #1. Yeah, you heard that right, guys. We're getting Ghost Rider versus Galactus, and in this issue right here, I could only imagine the amount of insanities that's going to unfold, but for me, it's really this cover, dude. The way Ghost Rider's got Galactus with the chain around the throat, looking like he's just gonna tap him out. That's it. You're my you-know-what, dude. This cover. Dude, oh my God. How do you pronounce it? Is it Ferreira?
Ferreira?
Oh, dude, so good.
Yeah, dude. This is one of the most bitchin' comic covers I think I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not even exaggerating. It's so cool. It's something I never thought, you just never think you'd run into, really, But dude, it's just the Galactus with the chain and it's just God Almighty. I
Dude,
gotta have it. Gotta
I
have it.
not only do I gotta have this book, I wish I could have the OA of this, like the original art. Could you imagine having this?
Oh, instant wall, no question about it. It's going up. You're framing it. Bam.
Framing it, dude. I'm vaulting that shit. Like I don't want anybody near that. Nobody. This is an amazing cover, man. This is an automatic cover grab for myself, and I'm excited for the read because this is all hell's gonna break loose. Literally, this is gonna be insane. Ghost Rider versus Galactus. Fuck yeah, give me this. I'm excited.
100%. This is so good.
Yeah, but anyways, up next. Oh no, Chiapet didn't just say that he's gonna tap out like Gunther versus Jey Uso at WrestleMania. Come on, terrible. But anyways, up next we have Marvel Knights: The World to Come, #1. This being the main cover. Now this is a new miniseries set in the future after T'Challa's death. Now I like this. You got Quesada on this cover, which is amazing. Christopher Priest is on this as the writer. Now, obviously, a world after T'Challa. This will be fun to read, man. I think this is going to be interesting. Again, some other nice covers available for this as well. But since I'm on the topic of nice covers, I will show you the 1 in 100 incentive, the Alex Maleev. Now, the Maleev cover is wild. It's wicked. You have him like scratching. I think it's a wall. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's also available in a trade. But you were gonna say something regarding the book.
Yeah, interesting. Not that I disagree with it. I think it's kind of cool, but having Quesada listed first on the credits on the front of the cover. They've got artist first, and then typically you always see it as a author writer first, but they've got Quesada there up at the top, which I thought was a pretty cool, neat little thing.
True, I didn't even notice that, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. Now I am gonna agree with David Lepage in the chat saying that he's dying
Yeah.
to see the Panosian cover. Dude, I'm excited to see anything Panosian. Like right now, I think my top artists definitely Panosian's up there. You got Sozo Micah up there. There's so many others I can name as well, but those are heavy hitters. Like they never disappoint.
I just have to quote my guy LA Knight and say, yeah, that's fantastic. But hey, yeah, there you go. Lefty and Chia just said he's probably a co-writer on this, and so that would make more sense. I just thought it was a neat touch. You know what I mean? Kind of it would be a little out of the ordinary, but pretty cool at the same time. So
yeah, for sure. But guys, like I said, Marvel Knights: The World to Come, #1 is on FOC this week. Now up next, we have Ultimate Wolverine issue #6. This is the main cover, and the solicitation suggests the possible introduction of new members of the opposition. Now Ultimate Wolverine's been like, again, I when I talk Ultimate Universe, the Ultimates has been amazing. Ultimate Spider-Man has been amazing. Ultimate Wolverine so far, 5 issues. We're going to issue 6, all banger after banger. Like I have not been disappointed by any of these issues.
Yeah, I had to drop a couple of the Ultimate books, and I could not drop this book. I could not drop Spider-Man, and I could not drop the Ultimates. Those are the 3 that I just couldn't. I was like, I can't get out of these right now. And Wolverine has been so strong from the start. So yeah, Chris Condon's doing great. I love that they keep bringing back Cappuccio to do these covers because they're fire, all of them, and it's great. I love it.
Put Cappuccio's name in the hat, man, of artists. Like I said, man,
just... Are we voting now Cappuccio 2025 and giving Panosian 2024? Is that where we're at now?
I don't think so. Man. I think it's you know what? We're eating good, bro. I don't care what anybody says. I know people like to shit on New Comic Book Day and say, everything sucks, but you guys are probably either not reading or appreciating. That's the reality, because right now what we're getting, there's so much good content. Good content, dude.
Everything sucks. You're right. Everything sucks. I just don't have anything better to do on a Sunday night. That's it.
Exactly. But yes, Love for Comics is saying don't count Panosian out of the running for the best, because yeah, I agree, man. Panosian is just so damn good. But anyways, up next, guys, we have Storm #9. This is the main cover. First appearance of Haddad. It's funny because Lefteros was even saying it in a group chat of ours where he's like, who would have thought that in 2025 Storm would be one of the best books coming out of Marvel? And he's not wrong, dude. You go back to read the issues, man. This is an amazing story so far unfolding. Like, I really love it. The art is great. Everything is great. A lot of fire covers, dude. The covers are amazing. What was that issue where everybody was going crazy, where Storm was kind of in her lingerie or some shit? But yeah, man, it's just there's so much good stuff coming out of this Storm issue, Storm run. Sorry, I'm on board, dude. I'm on board.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but all I keep hearing is people just saying nothing but good things about it, and I gotta agree with Lefteros here, man. Like, who would think that the Storm solo series is going to be this solid, like
Yeah,
this much of a must read? It's so cool. I love it when you get kind of an offbeat, not offbeat, but like a non-mainline book that just absolutely hits, and like people are just like, "No, you got to read it, man. You got to read
yeah.
it. If you're not reading it, you got to read it." And yeah, so it's super awesome. Yeah, I've got to read it. I'm one of those people, and I'm excited about this because I'm hearing all these cool things about what's happening in there, and I don't want to miss it.
Yeah, Lefero was saying that he read the issue. What a banger! But Ro Malone, my brother right here, is saying that he did. He's one of the ones that said he knew Storm would be absolutely the best book of 2025. But he's slightly biased because he is really the biggest Storm fan I have ever met in my life, dude. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody bigger than him. But Infamous Jeb saying that Haddad is a god of gods level threat. So this is pretty interesting, man. Can't wait to see the
Oh yeah,
clash between the two. Stunning cover, man. Manhanini did an amazing job with this cover, so it's just gorgeous. Love it.
that's awesome.
Um, but I gotta say, if we're gonna talk Storm covers, do Jeff DeCal for the 1 in 25 incentive, bro. This guy hit a home run, pure home
Wow.
run with this.
Wow, I missed this. I missed this when you sent this to me. I don't remember seeing this. This is unbelievable. This is
Crazy,
so
right?
good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna start reading Storm.
I think, dude, if that's the reactions I'm gonna get all the time, I'm just never gonna send you slides prior, man. I want you to get that natural, organic reaction
That's
because yes,
fantastic, right? Like that. How great was that? That was completely. I haven't seen this. This is killer. I
this
love
is
it.
this is crazy. I think so. If we're gonna talk incentives like popping, dude, this has a good chance, man, because I think that the cover is just so well done, dude. I can see people flocking to this one in the aftermarket if they don't have the chance to pick this up prior, man. From their local shops, they're probably gonna flock to that aftermarket. I think Jeff DeCal
Yeah.
did a tremendous job.
Yeah, this is great, and you know this is an example of a 1 in 25 that if it's sitting on the shelf and I'm sitting there like, I got it,
Yep.
I might go grab it. You know, like this is the one that I might have a hard time turning down, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Love this cover. So, guys, totally keeping an eye out on this one to see how it's going to do on the aftermarket. But love me this one. If I could lock one down, I'm totally going to try to shoot for one because it's just so good. But up next, I got to stop drinking, bro. Like, I'm getting the burps. But, anyways, up next, we've got X-Men 17, the main cover. First full appearance of the Chairman 3K. Now Jed McKay doing an amazing thing with this run. It started off slow for me. I was having a hard time getting into this, and then again, like I said, my buddy Corey hit me up and he's like, "Dude, with the Gambit stuff going on, you really gotta hop back on. Like this is really good." And I'm very grateful I did because it has definitely picked up for me, and I'm really enjoying this. So yeah, totally gonna be picking this one up. First full appearance of the Chairman 3K. Um, what are your thoughts on X Men? Are you on board or?
I dropped it actually. I dropped it early. It's one of those things where I think I read the first 5 6 issues and it was okay. I was pretty into it. But it all becomes a numbers game. You know what I mean? And you know, like books are not they're not crazy expensive, but they're not as cheap as they used to be. So you kind of got to trim occasionally. And unfortunately, this was one of the ones that ended up getting trimmed when I switched my subscription service. So I recently had to unfortunately switch my subscription service to a different LCS, and
Hey, hey,
yeah, it happens. What are you gonna do?
Nothing wrong with that, but I
What are you
do
gonna do?
I do agree with what Chiapette's saying is that Jed McKay is playing the long game with this one, and it is. It's very it not that it's dragging out completely, but like there's moments where it feels that way, right? But there's always a
Mhm.
big payoff, like a good payoff on the run so far. So yeah, I am gonna say as somebody who dropped it and then hopped back on, thanks to Corey. We could all thank Corey for that one. But yeah, man, it is a good read, man. I'm really enjoying it. X-Men 17 is on FOC this week, but there's also this amazing puppeteer Lee 1 in 50 that is available. Now you could also pick this up as a regular trade. I'm totally gonna opt out for the trade because, dude, I love Puppeteer Lee, love everything Puppeteer Lee does, and never again another artist that never disappoints. I think this is an automatic grab if you have the opportunity to get the 1 in 50, great. If not, you want to be like me, I'm opting out. I'm gonna get myself the trade, man. I really like this cover.
Yeah, I think it's one of those that, like, it's kind of that middle of the road for me, like where it's like it's a really 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 good cover, but it's not one that I think I'm going to go all the way for the 150 on. You know what I mean? I think I can live with some word marking. I'm fine with it. But it's a great 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 book, and Puppeteer Lee was someone who I wasn't super. I had not. Oh my God, they're still frauds. I am not. I was one of those people that was not sure. Uh, how much, like, I wasn't super familiar with Puppeteer Lee, and then as I started talking to you more and started seeing more of this stuff come across, I was like, yo, this is what we talk about when eating good. You can legitimately just miss artists, and Puppeteer Lee was one of those that I missed initially, and now it's like every time I see one, I'm like, yeah, I might have to buy it. Even if I'm not reading the series, I might have to buy it.
Dude, for me, I think what really drew me to Puppeteer Lee was like seeing some of the Spawn stuff that Puppeteer Lee was doing, right? I was there, I was like, wow, this is incredible work, dude. And then like seeing Puppeteer Lee doing other stuff. There was even a Puppeteer Lee Wolverine cover. I think it was an exclusive or some shit. That one was just sick. Absolutely sick. Yeah, there you go. David Lepage saying the same thing in the chat. Like the Spawn covers that Puppeteer Lee does. It's just oh my god, it's stunning, dude. Amazing work. So seeing this magic, great, gracing the cover for X-Men 17, the 1 in 50. And as I said, you also have the capacity of picking it up as a trade. This is an absolute must grab from myself. Now, the Jets just scored 2 goals in the last 2 minutes of the third period. So, shall we see an overtime? Well, you're going to have to let me know, chat. And you're also going to have to let me know, Travis, because I know you got the game up right behind you. So, there you
I
go.
changed.
Don't
I changed my little tagline. So we're
yeah.
we're we're, we're off Covrprice now. He's retired. Let's give the man some peace.
That's fair. That's fair. But hey, if ever you feel the need to maybe just hide your face a little bit and put the TV on, it's cool, bro. We're all cool with that. As long as we hear you. As long as we all hear you. But yeah, no. Let's keep it rolling with the FOC list because up next we have Hyde Street issue number 6, first appearance of the Demon Within and Raquel Vane, both unrevealed. Now, Jeff Johns, guys, I can't stress it enough. Ghost Machine stuff, everything has been amazing. Hyde Street has been a fucking roller coaster and a half, dude. It's one of those books that I just enjoy reading every time it drops. And man, I'm loving it. Surprisingly, for Free Comic Book Day, dude, I actually hit up a shop, one of the locals, and I came across I came across 2 copies of Ghost Machine 1, the cover A, just sitting there on the shelf. Nobody touching it. Nobody took it. I'm like, okay, totally picking this up. But yeah, man, the Ghost Machine stuff. I don't know if that was a sign of people sleeping on it, but man, great, great stuff, dude. Hyde Street has been crazy. I love this cover, by the way, that they're all in the theater, and you see them just like all zombie like blood everywhere, just eating their popcorn. It's such a
Except my
great
homie.
cover.
Except my homie in the middle right there. Um,
Yeah,
so you got to shake my schedule up, because the last time I was on this show, we were talking about Hyde Street, and I was like, "Oh, I haven't read Hyde Street. I got to go ahead and catch up. I'm going to do that right away." And I didn't, and now we're here again, and I haven't done it, and I look like a fraud, just like the Jets. So I have got to catch up on this series because it seems so awesome, and it's one of the only Ghost Machine series I'm not caught up on, and I've got to get there. But um, dude, I have an unbelievable cover. This is unbelievable. It's so good. And anything with Jeff Johns is worth reading always. And Ghost Machine is an absolute hit. Everything I've read out of it, Geiger, Rook, they've all been so good, and worth your time. So the fact that you found those at an LCS is awesome. Though I love it when shit like that
Yeah,
happens.
Lefteros is saying on the cover that they're all dead, and which they probably are, but not for anything. The girl at the front still looks pretty happy to be dead. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
It's too
I don't
much of
know,
a
man.
front.
My homie with the popcorn looking like he might still get at least have one last pull. He might get one last bite there before he's out. He might get that last.
I think he's the one who did all of it. But anyways, moving on from Hyde Street, guys. Check this out, man. We were speaking Dan Panosian early on in the show. Dan Panosian put out an amazing cover for Conan the Barbarian issue 21. Now there's a foil variant, as you can see to the left-hand side. That is the foil that's available. Obviously, you pay a little bit more of a premium for the foil, but there's a cover G that Dan Panosian is putting out on Previews World or anywhere. You can check out your shops, but it's labeled the FOC variant, and this is, to my knowledge, so far going to be a virgin. So if that's the case, hell yeah, I'm on board. I'm totally picking this up, man. Picked up 2 copies on FOC just because it's so good. And this is a book I'd love Panosian to sign if ever I get the opportunity to get him, to sign anything of my stuff.
Yeah, David Lepage just said this. I don't collect Conan, but this is a Conan book that you might end up grabbing for sure. I think.
Yeah,
it's killer,
dude. Like I said, man, this is why Panosian is one of the best, dude. One of the best. It's just making Conan look badass, and just his artwork, even the colors, dude. Like everything about this cover is just really good.
Again, I love the shimmer. I love the shimmer off of the blade and the axe. And it's bitching. I love it.
Yeah, my brother Paul in the 619's in the chat saying, "Dang, Conan has muscles on muscles. Dope cover." Yeah, this is the body we're all never gonna achieve. I don't think anyone here in the chat's gonna achieve. Not myself.
Speak for yourself.
No, honestly, yo, if anybody does achieve, come back at me and be like, "Yo, see, I did it. Just because you said I couldn't do it, I did it. Just so I could feel good about saying what I said. I motivated you." But yeah, I don't see it in my lifetime, bro. But yeah, man, great covers by Panosian. Now up next, guys, we have Godzilla versus Avengers #1. This is the Garbett variant. We've been getting all these poster fight night styles going on, and this one being a Godzilla versus the Avengers. You got Captain America facing off against Godzilla in the Ultimate Showdown. I love these covers, man.
They're great. I've actually only managed to get one from my
Really?
LCS. Yeah, I'm having to order the rest of them, but I've only managed to get one from my LCS.
That sucks.
It does sucks. It does sucks. But yes, they're great covers. I love the fight night kind of style. It looks so good, and just I love all the Godzilla love we're getting right now. This is good shit.
Yeah, dude. All these one-offs, like Jeb said in the chat, have been pretty fun, man. I really enjoyed reading the Hulk one, the Spider-Man one. Really, really good reads. They're fun, man. It's just fun. Take it in for fun, guys. Don't take it in for fucking spec or whatever you think it is down the road. Surprisingly, the Spider-Man one did have a little bit of value behind that one. Yeah. So
yeah, one of my local shops, kind of local to me, had a really, really, really great Godzilla Spider-Man cover that they did for, I think it was a limited to 1,000 or something like that, and it's holding some value. It's been a good one. So I missed it, but still cool.
That's wicked, man. Amazing. But it doesn't end there, guys, because we also have Godzilla versus Avengers #1, a 1 in 100 incentive by Mitsuhiro Arita. So this is really another wicked cover. I love how you could see Cap super small there. With Wolverine, you got Iron Man flying around, but Godzilla's staring it down, bro. The guy's locked in.
Yeah,
He's
man.
locked in.
And like Jet Jaguar's just there. I mean, he's there. I mean, he's all the way there. He's huge, but like he's kind of just there because Godzilla's just sort of ignoring him. I love it.
Yeah, dude. Just seeing Jet Jaguar on the cover, though, is that not cool, man?
It's so cool. Fun? I mean, like, I can't remember the last time I saw a cover with Jet Jaguar on the front of it. It's awesome.
Yep. Exactly. Oh, dude, Ben is bringing up a good point for the those fight posters. You should have been at the free comic book day sale at Comic Legion yesterday because they were all 50% off.
You didn't have to say it, Ben.
Yeah, well, there
Was
you
that
go.
Payback for the Carey Price thing? Ouch.
Probably. Pacino dropping knowledge, man, saying Arita is OG artist for Pokemon cards. I didn't know that. I actually had no idea.
Super cool.
Yeah. So very nice to see that. But yeah, Godzilla, great stuff coming out of that. Marvel Rivals variants are still ongoing, guys. We have Amazing Spider-Man issue 5 to the left over there. And then to the right-hand side, you've got Immortal Thor issue 24. Both covers done by Peach Momoko. I like the Loki one. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I just feel like now it's kind of like it's died down. It's died down. The Marvel Rivals stuff is being milked. We're okay, guys. Like we're okay. If there's no more Marvel Rivals covers coming out, we're okay, guys. Like just
Yeah. Interestingly enough, though, I am still seeing, I'm seeing some players as they're releasing some of these skins into the game. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't played it in a bit, but I know that there are some Peach Momoko skins that are coming to the game, and I think they might be these. I don't know though; I haven't seen them, but
really.
yeah, I know there are some Peach Momoko themed skins that are coming to the game, and I've actually had people that were playing Rivals, not buying comics on the regular on a regular basis, but coming back and buying these books for these covers. So that's cool. I mean, like, if it's getting people who don't typically buy comics but are playing the game, being like, oh, that's the skin I bought for, $15 for no reason. Then they're gonna come back and they're gonna buy comic books, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So hell yeah, that's cool. But yeah, I think for most of us, I think it's sort of kind of dying down a little bit, and too many errors. Thank you so much. But yeah, I think it's mostly dying down, and at least on the comic side of things, but people are still buying them, and yeah, I'm seeing that, and I think it's still cool. So if you're still getting that kind of pop from the people who are playing the game, why not? I think it's cool.
Yeah, Chiphead saying that video game players are more easy to cross over into comics than actual, let's say, coming from TV shows or movies. Like the video games make it that much easier.
He's right. If you get me an Oblivion cover, I'm in. Go ahead. I'm all in. Give me an
Yeah.
Oblivion remastered cover with a mountain lion in the background and a guy saying, "Let's see if we can't find those mountain lions." That's what I want. Give me that in a comic cover, and I'm here. Let Panosian do it.
Well, hang tight because we will talk more video game covers in just a minute. But up first, we have all new Venom issue 7, not 5. It was a typo. Now, shout out to Lefteros. He actually sent me the correction slide like a few minutes before going live. And I told him, sorry, I'm not going to be able to make the change. But yeah, so all new Venom issue 7, the 1 in 100 incentive, all new Venom, and a Mary Jane wedding cover depiction by David Paldian. Now, I do like the cover. I know people still feel a certain way about everything that's gone on, but I'm letting them cook. I'm letting them do their thing. What's your thoughts on this amazing homage cover?
I like the homage. It's kind of cool. It kind of does it for me, and I'm pretty not into it most of the time. But no, I like it. It's kind of cool. I'm here for it. I like the old Venom heart in the background. I don't know. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, for me, it's the Amazing Spider-Man 21 homage being done. It's a book that every time I see, I pick up in the wild, and I'm talking only the Amazing Spider-Man 21. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, there's those two covers, right? You got one of them in the suit with everybody being just fine behind them, and then you've got the one where he's wearing the Spider-Man costume, and then you got all the villains fighting behind him, and you got some like heroes as well. But I just love the way this homage is done. It's pretty cool. But again,
It feels very much like the original, and I think that's what's kind of nice about it. And I don't know. I saw it, and I thought, hey, this is good. I'm into this. This is pretty cool.
yeah,
And I'm not super into all new Venom, but I like this. So
yeah, it's again, whether it's for everybody or not is another thing. I just think the cover is great. It's also available in a trade, so if you guys want to pick it up, feel free.
can I add that I am more into all new Venom thanks to Jeb. So I just want to shout out to Jeb
There you
because
go,
I
man.
was 0% into it, and I am at least not 0% into it anymore. Like I'm actually shout out to Jeb. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah.
Jeb's a fucking needle mover. That's what he is, bro. He knows. Jeb knows, man. I love Jeb, bro. But yeah, back to the Marvel Rivals covers that we were talking about. Lefteros is just dropping some info saying that they're also very late adds to FOC this week. So these are just recently added. So that might slip under the radar, but we shall see. how that goes with everybody. So just keep an eye out for that. I see the chat giving Jeb some love, so that makes me happy as well. His Instagram is too good. It is. Somebody actually print screened his story, shared it to Twitter, and it apparently exploded. Got like 11,000 views and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. But
shout out to Jeb, man.
Jeb's a cool guy, man. Jeb knows. Jeb knows best. Sometimes. But anyways, up next, I said video game covers. This is the one I'm talking about, bro. Like when homages are done right, sometimes it's just an automatic grab for myself. Lost Fantasy #1, the second print. It's a Final Fantasy VII homage cover by Alex Diotto. And what I love about the fact that they're doing the second printing, guys, you need to acknowledge the fine detail here. You got the green banner on the side, right? It's just like when PlayStation would drop the greatest hits, right?
Can this be $19.99? Can this be the price of the book? Can the price of the book be $19.99? That would be perfection. I know that's expensive for a comic book, but it feels like it has to be $19.99.
Bro, with the details they dropped on this cover, man, it is automatic grab. Like it's worth every penny. I'm throwing my money at this and getting multiple copies just because it is a second printing, and they really went to the extreme of like copy pasting the PlayStation greatest hits banner on the side. It's just so good. And you know, greatest hits is a remake, right? Like they're reprinting that game, right?
So, right, exactly. And the best part, they even got the little like faint watermark in the background. You know, all the diagonal watermark going all the way down.
T for teen.
Yeah. Oh, this is so good. This is my favorite on the FOC this week. It just is. This is my favorite book on the FOC this week, and my God, it's like I don't typically get multiple copies other than what I'm kind of like into, but or unless I think it's gonna pop. But this is a multiple copies. I'm not even getting them to sell. I'm just getting them because I like them. I might sell one, but I'm probably keeping most of them.
Yeah, and chat, if maybe, you know, it could be that there's sometimes people who are not gamers. There's nothing wrong with that, man. So just to show you guys, like, this is the PlayStation greatest hits. Like, that's exactly what it looks like on the side. And it's just well done. The homage, like, as you can see, there's Crash Bandicoot right there, Final Fantasy, the anthology. You got NFL Blitz 2000, which was always a fun time.
Thumbs up with it. No, wait, that's NBA Jam.
But yeah, dude, I love it. This is well executed. So shout out to Image for doing this, because it's so good, so good. But definitely a pickup for me.
Yeah, Image slaps on the homages. Like I don't know, they just always get it right. I love it.
Yep. But anyways, moving on, guys, we have Jeff the Landshark #1 main cover, first appearance of Shadow Jeff. That's right, we're getting a first appearance of a Shadow Jeff. Now, this is a nice cover, but I can't believe Artgerm managed to pull this off, guys. I don't care what anybody says. Artgerm made Jeff the Landshark look so wildly good on this cover, man. It's got a bit of sexiness, right? You know what I mean, for the shark, if that makes any sense. You know, Artgerm style, bro, right? Like he gets all these like big characters with big assets, but no, Jeff just looks amazing.
Thick.
Yeah.
She thick. No, no, I actually, we had a conversation at the dinner table tonight. We were actually talking about Artgerm and this cover, and this is the kind of shit that happens at my dinner table. And we actually came to the conclusion that all AI generated art is actually just Artgerm sitting in a room getting prompts emailed to him throughout the day. And because he's like the OG for this. This is so good. And my lord, this is amazing. I absolutely love it. But yeah, Artgerm made Jeff thick. So yeah. Hey, whatever. Go off, King.
It just looks amazing. Like you know, those are typical Artgerm covers, but with Jeff the Landshark. That's exactly what it is. Now it's also available in a 1 in 100. I love the fact that he's getting those healer bubbles right there, as you can see at the top. So it's really cool, man. It's such a fun cover. I think this is an automatic grab. It was almost the thumbnail tonight, just so you guys know. I almost made this the thumbnail tonight, but I didn't want people to be like, what kind of a show is this? What kind of show is this?
shout out to the wife for rocking the you sent me the thumbnails this morning, and I was like, I can't handle this kind of pressure, and I instantly handed her the phone and said, pick one. I was like, pick one.
Yeah. It was between this one, it was between the Storm, obviously, and what was the third one again?
I don't even remember what the third one was. It was, but she was like, I'm kind of leaning towards Jeff.
It was the Puppeteer Lee. It was
okay, there it is. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Jeff. She goes, but I can't turn my girl Storm down. And I was like, all right, well, I'll tell him Storm. So yeah.
You need gifts, goods, and books in the chat saying, I see this making the top 10 very soon. Wouldn't be surprised, bro, especially if it's the 1 in 100. I could totally see that taking place. But Kilted Corgi saying totally needs a Mark Spears, Jeff the Land Shark badly. Dude, could you imagine how because you know his style. Right?
It would break the top 10. It would
go nuclear. I could totally see that happening. But I love this Jeff the Land Shark cover. Now, up next, guys, I've said this a few times that Marvel has a bad habit of doing this and taking a good cover and then making it a second printing incentive. And they did exactly that with Wolverine issue 8, the Daniel Warren Johnson amazing cover that actually dominated the top 10 list. I was over on Covrprice last week, and we were talking about the top 10, and you had the 1 in 100 ratio and the regular cover A make the top 10 list. The regular A making the number 1 spot last Tuesday. Now, this one is already seeing action on the secondary market, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Personally, I actually prefer the first print. I think the red really makes it pop. That's just my opinion. But what kills the regular cover, the first print, I absolutely hate when they put the barcode at the front, dude. It drives me nuts. I hate that.
I like this one better.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man.
This is good. I actually missed out on the first one, and I'm still kicking myself, so I'm probably about to pay the tax. I'm about to pay the "you're a fool" tax on that first one because DWJ is getting ready to be at Heroes Con, so I'm gonna have to find my way to. I'm gonna have to get a hold of this one and get down there. So yeah. Anyway, but no, I actually kind of dig this one better. I don't know. It's sick. This is good stuff. But yeah, you're right. I do hate a barcode more than anybody. My God, just move it to the back. Everybody else does it. Move it to the back.
Yeah, I hope they don't run it down like they did with the ASM Gleason cover, the web one. That's my only concern. I hope they don't run this down and come out with a third print in different colors like red and black or whatever. So let's end it here.
Let Mark Spears do it.
Yeah. No, I think Daniel Warren Johnson did an amazing job, dude. I think he crushed it. So I love the cover. Like I said, I hate when Marvel does this, but for this one, it kind of seems right. It's okay. I'm cool with it. It's getting love already on the aftermarket. So there you have that. Now, I'm also checking the score. Don't worry. I'm checking the score on my phone as we're going through the show. Now, guys, I said it at the beginning of the show. It's my biggest concern. I'm ready for this, but I'm not ready for this. It's Imperial #1. We have the main cover, 4-part miniseries that Marvel states will revolutionize the galactic canon. And of course, I have nothing but faith when it comes to Jonathan Hickman. Hickman being on this. You remember Time Slide from a few months back. This was all on the scroll back in that issue. So, we got the One World Under Doom. There's many other events that have been coming to fruition from that Time Slide. Imperial scares me to hell because you could see Nova's helmet there on the floor. Please, God, don't do anything to Nova. He's been on hiatus for the longest time. Don't bring him back to die.
I'm sure he's fine.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, he's probably not. He's definitely not fine, bro.
This cover is telling me so much more.
We gonna need to check in on you after this drops.
Yeah. Like I'm hoping somebody hits me up in advance before it drops and be like, yeah, dude, like you might want to like just cover your eyes. You know what I mean?
You might want to grab it and put it right into a box.
Yeah. Like hit up your closest grocery store. Maybe just go buy some Kleenex or some shit. But yeah, I'm excited for this. Regardless, man. I believe this is gonna be what, a 4 issue. So dude, like I said, Hickman. I'm always all in on Hickman. I'm always excited to see Hickman touching some titles, but the Scotty Young variant, where my boy Richard looks a little more healthier, more intact, where things are good. Scotty Young did an amazing job with this one. This is an automatic pickup for myself.
It would be really great if they let Scotty do another one right after this, and he's just not anywhere nearly as healthy as he looks in this cover.
Yeah, he's in one piece here.
Nah, this is good, man. You can't miss with Scotty. I like Scotty doesn't miss.
Yep,
He don't miss. It's always good.
I agree with you, man. I'm totally gonna pick this one up, and of course, there's an amazing 1-in-100 by Grainoff, and he's also got this available in a trade. You got Hulk looking very, I want to say World War Hulkish. It's so good, such an amazing cover. I'm gonna obviously go for the trade, but the 1-in-100 dude looks amazing as a virgin. Love this cover.
I don't buy Hulk, but I'm buying this. My God.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. I pulled the same pose on my wife every time I come out of the shower. It never works. Never works. She just looks at me. She's like, are you going to put on clothes or?
Nope.
Not today. Yeah. But anyways, guys, that was the FOC list for this week. Now, of course, go support Left Arrows. If you live in the States and you want to order any of these books, go visit comicnation.us. 15% off of the cover price. You get an additional 5 if you use discount code BlackBrown. Canadians, my fellow Canadians, go visit comiclegion.ca. 20% off of the cover price already, but you can get an additional 5% off if it's your first order by using discount code ENLIST. Now, you could also support Left Arrows by going to check out covrprice.com. You can see the full list of his selections for this week. Read into the articles and read into why he selected these books. And also over on Cover Price is not just myself, but you got Trek Wars, who's writing up for the Cover Price Shakers list every week. And you do a phenomenal job. So shout out to you and everybody who does their parts for the Shakers list and the top 10s. So we appreciate you, sir.
I love my people over at Cover Price. They're the best. They're awesome. And all of the writers are fantastic. They put me to shame every week, and I'm just happy to be here.
There you go. Yeah, he's just flying under the radar. We don't know how he got there, but he's good.
I'm trying to be I'm trying to make you look at my internet dropped.
I love it, man. But guys, if you're enjoying yourself, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Of course, you could always come back every Sunday to talk some more comics. Now, speaking comics and talking comics, we spoke Cover Price, top 10s, the Shakers, but here we tend to do the market report as well. So let's see what was also going on since Thursday to today, and maybe even a few days before Thursday. But let's get into the markets. You ready, Travis?
Yes.
Vámonos! All right, guys, market report. What is market report? Well, I'm checking out everybody's lists. And of course, that means House of Stein, CVSI, Key Collector, Cover Price, Go Collect, checking sales over on eBay. If you have an Instagram, I'm checking that out as well. Multiple channels across the YouTubes whenever I do have time, of course, because, yes, sometimes things get busy with kids. But most importantly, the Baker Shakers. Every week, Michael Baker hits me up, DMs me, yo, Lando, look what's selling. Check out this book. Check out that book. Can't believe this sold for that book. Foreign book alert.
He's an animal.
Yeah, dude, nonstop. He needs his own platform. I don't know why he hasn't created a website.
He's the man.
He is. He absolutely is. So let's kick it off. I want to see what books were selling over on the aftermarket this week. And the first book was Mark Spears Monsters, issue number 4. This was the Huntsville Con exclusive that was limited to 200. Now, Huntsville Con just took place. This one was limited to 200. There was also a foil that was limited to 100 copies and a raw for this. I know that House of Stein was saying that it was selling between 150 to 200. But when I went to check this morning, I saw a sale at 250 US dollars, and this book came in at number 5 over on the House of Stein's top 10 just the other day.
Huntsville crushing it, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Why Huntsville? Do we know?
I don't know, but man, Mark Spears, dude, doing amazing
Is
work.
he from Huntsville?
No, not to my knowledge. I don't think so.
Wild. Yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry, I'm just thrown off by Huntsville. I mean, that's just, it's not the biggest city in the world, but anyway, no, it's awesome. It's fantastic. This is a huge sell. Yeah, man.
Okay, so yeah, he does live near there.
Okay, all right. Now we're rocking. Now we're rocking. That makes more sense because Huntsville is a very specific place to have an exclusive.
Right.
Right. I'm just saying, man. Just very specific. So okay, cool. That makes more sense. Alex, what's up, my homie? But yeah, this is a great cover. I had to squint there for a second. I think it was just a little debris on the bandage.
Yeah,
I think that's all that was happening there. But I had to take a little squint, just double check. But I think everything's good there. Everything's copacetic, so we're good.
Yeah. You can just say it. The under titty is done so well. On this, yeah. Squid. Can you put both hands up, please, as you're looking at this cover? But dude, it's an amazing cover, man. I love it. Shout out to the chat for dropping some more information because I personally had no idea that he was nearby from Huntsville. He's an Alabama boy, but yeah, you have Love for Comics saying that Huntsville is the town on his Kickstarter, so that's pretty cool.
All of this makes way more sense because Huntsville is a very specific place to have an exclusive. I'm just saying, like, I'm not trashing Alabama. I love Alabama, but I'm just saying, like, to have such a specific con exclusive, but that's fantastic. And yeah, Baker, I think Jason Aaron is probably from Alabama. He's definitely from the South. I know him and Latour did a Southern Bastards a few years ago, and it was pretty good. But yeah, he's definitely. It's very cool to see the journey that kind of Spears has kind of gone on over the last couple of years, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, that's why I was asking. It just seemed like such a specific place to have an exclusive like this, limited to 200, knowing it's going to sell, knowing it's going to pop off. If Mark Spears shows up to Huntsville Con, it's going to blow up. His table is going to be flooded, and knowing that he is local there is fantastic. And good for him, man, because the guy's had an absolute banger of a year. I know that people are kind of we're getting to that point to where people are like, I don't know, I'm kind of Spearsed out or whatever, but like, let's just like take a second and just talk about this dude. He literally just blew up this year, so shout out to that dude because Mark Spears is killing it, man.
Yeah, he's having an amazing ride since the drop of the Mark Spears Monsters. But I agree with Kilted Corgi, man. I think what makes him that much more cooler is that he is one of us, right? It kind of gives you that Todd McFarlane feel where the Todd Father's always stood up for the fans, right? He's always done everything he could do, and seeing this from David Lepage is really cool because David's saying that Spears was saying he went backstage and had a little bit of a cry because he was overcome with joy from realizing that he has finally made it, and it was really touching. Now, I always check out Mark Spears is oftentimes over on Brian McClay's show Beyond Wednesdays. And, every time I see him on there, he seems like such a humble guy, somebody that you could shoot the shit with at any point. I'd love to shoot the shit with him. I could see Kiltooth Corgi saying surprised he's not in the chat because, yeah, he is one of us. But, yeah, I'd love to talk with Mark Spears. Like, I don't know him through and through like the way some of you guys do, but I do know of his work. I know what he's done. And, yeah, man, it is really nice to see how far he's come. And, Mark Spears is totally here to stay. I don't see him going anywhere. Definitely humble. I agree with Love for Comics, but I like what Love says in the chat, how he's like Sveta Shubina is the next Mark Spears. We'll see about that, but I really think Shubina is doing amazing work. I don't know if you guys saw some of the Bird City Comics exclusives. Great work. So hopefully we'll see some more Shubina. But guys, Mark Spears Monsters number 4, the Huntsville Con exclusive that was limited to 200, sold in a raw for $250 US, and it came in at number 5 on House of Stein's top 10. Now, up next, check out this bad boy. Somebody check on Lefteros in the chat, by the way. Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer. We're going back to 1995. This is the ash can of this book, and it is a Jim Lee cover. There's only 9 CGC 98s on the census of this bad boy. It is a full wraparound cover, and it's an amazing cover. And a CGC 98 just sold for $210 US. Cover price daily shaker. I don't care what anybody says. $210 US. Although it is a high sale, this, in my opinion, is worth the price of admission. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in at 210. Hey, that rhymed. Hey, that rhymed. Look at me. Look at me. I'm living up to my writer gig. No, this is great. I'm all in on Jim Lee. This is kind of I wouldn't assume it's Jim Lee just from looking at it.
Nope, I agree with you. I agree with you.
He also kind of looks like Archangel. The first time I saw this, I immediately was like, "Oh, he kind of looks like Archangel with the pink." I don't know. It just kind of it just reminds me of that. But no, this is killer. And if there's only 9 on the census, and this went for 210, for me,
it's a steal.
It's a steal. I don't know any other way you can like there are worse books out there if there were only 9.8s that I would grab. Like at 210. Bro. I'm getting ready to pay 200 for a raw book. Like this I'm trying to scout a buy right now for 200 for a raw book.
There is nothing wrong with wanting to pay $250 for this Mark Spears Monsters issue number 4 that we just spoke about, but just know that for $40 cheaper, you could walk away with such a book. Now, this is day and night when it comes to books, right? And taste and style and all of that stuff. But I agree with you. In my opinion, I think that's relatively cheap. I would have picked this up in a heartbeat, even at 210.
Yeah, and Baker just said that it does look small in the case, and I agree. Ash cans in a case are funky.
Yeah, dude, I recently saw that Marvel vs. Capcom collection book that I had spoken about a while back that came with the video game, and it's so small in a massive CGC slab, dude. Like, it's just a square in the middle of the slab. It's so funny.
It's goofy, right? Like, it's kind of goofy and fun and everything, but like, I agree, it does look kind of funky, but I still think I'm in on this. I'm definitely in on this at 210. So anybody that's selling this book, 210, just hang out there if you want to sell it, because I'm in on it. This is a good get. So
yeah, I agree. You got Michael Baker saying that Ron Lim is the ultimate Silver Surfer artist, but I do gotta say, man, I wish I could see some more Jim Lee on Silver Surfer because
this is good. This is good. But again, not. Typically you see Jim Lee, and maybe it's because I've just got DC Jim Lee burned into my brain now after all these years, and that's not a knock. I love it. Sorry. But this is not an immediate like, oh, that's a Jim Lee cover. I'm not saying that here. Like, this is definitely not that scenario.
No, exactly. Now, I saw a question in the chat, so I'll answer it very quickly. But what is an ash can? So do you want to take it away, or
go ahead? You're good.
So yeah, basically, an ash can is like a preview of like a book. It comes in a smaller form. I saw the chat just recently talking about the Batman 159, which was also on shelves come Free Comic Book Day while I was doing turns yesterday. And you just get it in a very small little preview, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I love ash cans, man.
Yeah, they're very collectible. They usually are pretty limited on print run, and as it always seems to be, like you said, since it's a preview, a lot of times you can get some unique first appearances. Sometimes you can get some first appearances in an ash can, and it's a really it's a good thing to look out for.
Yep, exactly. But anyways, Silver Surfer, the 1995 ash can Jim Lee cover, CGC 98 sold for $210 US, was a cover price daily shaker. Now, we're in Baker Shaker territory, guys. That's right. So we're bringing you Scooby-Doo, number 1, back in 1977. First Marvel appearance of Scooby-Doo, which is pretty fun to have in your collection. CGC 96 sold for $350 US. Talk to me. I see you nodding your head. What's going on?
I always like when I see a book that I am like instantly like in love with, and I see it go for a big number. My instant reaction is, You know, I'm never gonna get this, at least not now. It needs to come down. But you sent this to me, and I am obsessed with this now. Like, I love this.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo is everything. Like Scooby Doo is my childhood. I spent the majority of my childhood watching Scooby Doo, amongst other many, many, many '90s cartoons. But even though Scooby Doo was in '90s, I understand that. But that was my childhood, and it's absolute perfection. This is an amazing book. 350. I still might be in on it at a 9.6, but
Right.
also, oh god, that's a lot of money.
Look, it's not the first appearance of Scooby Doo in comics, but
No,
again, it's the first Marvel appearance, which is pretty cool. You know, there's Scooby Doo has been across multiple publishers, right?
right.
But we're going back to 1977 for this one, so this is pretty cool.
Right, and this is and JD just pointed this out, but all of these characters down the left hand side, and I'm literally I'm touching my screen. I know nobody can see it, but all these characters down the left hand side it's just it's my childhood. Like, this is what I spent the majority of my childhood watching. All of these old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Um, Sometimes you just see a book and you're like, damn. That's all I can say is, damn, I don't have that. Good for whoever got it. I'm proud of you. Way to go. You suck.
Yeah. Pacino in the chat saying that the Nintendo Switch 2 is more expensive than all these books. Hang tight. There's books that are going to pop up that are more expensive than that Switch 2. I can promise you that. But Scooby-Doo #1, back in 1977, the first Marvel appearance of Scooby-Doo in a CGC 96 just recently sold for $350 US. Now, up next in the Baker Shaker territory is Invincible issue 60. Now, we're going to 2009 here. This is the second printing of Invincible 60. It is also a wraparound cover. And this is the Image Universe crossover issue where you saw multiple Image characters popping through, whether it be, Spawn, Savage Dragon, all that fun stuff. And a CGC 98 just recently sold for $1,450, just to give you guys an idea how much the Invincible books are doing damage still on the aftermarket.
Damn. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's I gotta do it. Wow. Man, you talk about your all-time backfires, and Invincible is my all-time backfire. I think not we were all, but a lot of us were into comics when Invincible dropped, and for those who just didn't jump on the train, damn. Yep. That's all I can say. Yeah. Like 15, it's all of $1,500 on this one. Man. I know that the original runs of Invincible, like the first printings, were pretty low runs, pretty low print runs. So you would imagine the second printings are pretty low print runs as well. And this Invincible's hot. It's gonna stay hot as long as they keep making the show. And yeah, there's nothing else you can say except it deserves it. It's an amazing series. If you're not watching the show, watch the show. If you haven't read the book, read the book. It's really, really, really good. Robert Kirkman he's very versatile. I mean, like, I know that a lot of us got introduced to Robert Kirkman with The Walking Dead, and even before that with Marvel Zombies. But Kirkman is versatile, and in his work with Invincible has been so good, and it was something that I didn't appreciate until it was far too late to make money on it.
Yeah.
So whatever. But this is a big boy sale. I love this.
Yep, very big boy sale, man. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm happy to see that the love for Invincible has really taken off, especially after the last season 3 was just really good. So hyped to see what's to come. I know a lot of people speculating that we may see the Invincible War take place over on season 4. We're going to see some crossover, so we'll see, man. But I like what Leftero said here, that, you were touching on the fact that it was low print run. A lot of people slept on it, etc. Leftero saying that it's pretty much happening now with the Ghost Machine and Energon universe. And he's saying clip that, because you know what? He's not wrong, man. A lot of people sleeping on some amazing things out there that are coming out right now, and those 2 titles are definitely at the top of the list. So yeah,
people are waking up to Ghost Machine. And when it was announced, I think a lot of people were like, people who had followed Johns and that whole crew of creators, when you started to hear about the people he was pulling into Ghost Machine, it was really hard not to get excited because he really pulled in a lot of names that really had hit it for for like the 10 years previous. Like they owned the decade, and then they were like, all right, well, we're just going to do our own thing now. And it's been exactly as you would expect it to be. So all respect and props out to those guys for going out and doing their thing and making something that we all kind of probably should have seen coming, if we're being honest.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, Invincible 60 CGC 98, the second printing, sold for $1,450 US. Travis, do we have an update on the score? We're still in OT.
Bennington is doing playoff things.
There you go. Bennington doing playoff things. No surprise. But what do we got up next? Check this. Catwoman 51. Back in 2006, the iconic, in my opinion, cover by Adam Hughes, where you got Selena up against the wall taking her mugshot. Hughes killed this cover. CGC 98, $310 US. Baker Shaker this week, still doing some damage on the aftermarket. I think if there's any book I wish I could have to get signed by Adam Hughes, this is the one.
Get it. I'm gonna get some stuff signed by him in a month.
So. Dude, this one, the Zatanna, dude, like those are two books that I wish to have, and this one I don't, sadly.
Yeah, this is a great one. I mean, and it's a hard one to get a hold of. Well, for a decent price. I'm actually looking to try to get a hold of that Zatanna. That Zatanna you were talking about. So good.
Yep.
That's the book. That's the single book I want signed by Adam Hughes. So that's the one I'm trying to track down a decent copy of because I don't actually have that Zatanna cover. But Baker actually hit right on this. Is that this always reminds him of Joan Jett? Yes.
Yeah.
This does remind me of Joan Jett. That's the first thing I thought of. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a good. I mean, let's be honest. 310. I'm probably not in on this. But I could see. I mean, if you collect Catwoman or you're really into Adam Hughes, I think this is fair. I think this is pretty solid. This is definitely a shaker, but it's pretty solid.
Now, looking at this cover and thinking Joan Jett, are you looking at this cover thinking I love rock and roll, or are you looking at this cover thinking like something else? Like,
why not both?
Yeah.
Joan I mean, only one of them can happen, but why not both?
Yeah.
But no, I accidentally saw Joan Jett. It's a great story, but I accidentally saw Joan Jett in concert one time. It was fantastic.
How do you accidentally see Joan Jett? How does that happen?
No, I went to Warped Tour several years ago, a millennia ago, and Dan is in the chat and my man is at it. But no, it's the most worthless day of the year. You're right, my dog. I'm gonna be toxic for a second. Let's do it. There you go. All right, but no, I went to Warped Tour and I didn't know she was going to be there, and so like I'm like walking from one stage to the next, and I'm trying to get to like where I'm going to see who I'm going to see, and someone comes out and the crowd starts cheering. There's not that many people at the stage, and they literally start out with Reputation, and like my head whips so hard I probably needed to ice my neck. and I said, hold on a damn minute. Joan Jett is at this Warped Tour. Are you kidding me? We're not going anywhere. And I stayed there for the whole damn set, and I missed whoever I was going to see, probably Census Fail, who whatever. But
hey, you put some respect on their name.
They are, but they ain't Joan Jett, brother.
That's fair. That's fair. But anyways, man, I love this cover, guys. Catwoman 51. Catman. Who the fuck is Catman? Catwoman 51.
Greatest Panthers fan of all time, actually, is named Catman.
Yeah, whatever. We went from one extreme to the Panthers, which nobody cares about.
I'm here to wreck this show, brother.
I see that. But the cover by Adam Hughes, CGC 98, $310 US. Now, speaking brother, Travis. What you gonna do, brother, when SummerSlam 88 comes to eBay near you? That's right, because we had a sale that back in 1988. We had the SummerSlam 88 official souvenir edition featuring the Mega Powers, brother, and of course Miss Elizabeth on the cover. CGC 94, sold for $300 Baker Shaker this week. I think this is pretty fun to see, man.
Oh, this is gold. I absolutely love this. The Mega Powers? Are you
Oh
kidding?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
there it is.
I'm unjustifiably in a position I'd rather not be in right now talking about this book. No, this is fantastic. I don't know how you cannot love this sale. Like honestly, I might be the guy that pulls the trigger at 300 on a 9.4 for this. Like this is so cool. And it's probably only because I'm all the way back in now, like, I'm at SmackDown in 2 weeks. So like, whatever. I'm all the way in on this. This is fantastic. The Mega Powers is such a fun part of wrestling history. And I always think about Miss Elizabeth getting hurt and Hulk leaving the Macho Man in the ring to die.
Yeah, and they were up against the Mega Bucks.
The Mega Bucks, yeah. Oh my God, it's so good. I absolutely love it. So this is good stuff, man. Like, here's my thing. Like, I don't know what I would realistically pay for this book, but whoever got it, I don't care how much you got it for. Good job.
Yeah.
Like, enjoy the hell out of this book because this is cool as hell.
Yeah, it's fun to have in the collection, especially if you're wrestling geeks like myself and Travis. And I could see some of you in the chat clearly being wrestling geeks as well. So happy to see that. But SummerSlam '88, the official souvenir edition featuring the Mega Powers. CGC 94, $300. Now, up next, check this wicked cover, man. It's one I've never seen up until right now, but it's Morbius, the Living Vampire, issue number 3. We're going back to 2013 with this one. It's the Tim Cocker 1 in 50 ratio. Now, there's only 4 CGC 98s on the census, and a CGC 98 just recently sold for $800 just to show you the scarcity and what people are willing to pay for this one.
Dude, super scarce. I mean, ghost book for especially in a 9.8. But 2013, 1 in 50, issue number 3. It's a perfect combination, right? And a 9.8. All right, it's just great. I mean, I'm surprised that so many people haven't seen this cover. I mean, because I haven't seen it, but like it always shocks me because I always assume that someone else has seen it, but it's not that many people have seen it. It's kind of a crazy cover, but it's absolutely perfect. And I mean, you're not going to see me out here buying a Morbius cover typically, but man, had I seen this sitting on the shelf in 2013, I would have grabbed it. I probably saw it and didn't grab it, and I'm probably kicking myself, but this is really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's a wicked cover. Like I said, it's one that I've never seen up until now. But yeah, apparently this was like super scarce, man. The 1 in 50 retailer. Look, there weren't many shops, especially in 2013, that were really ordering this one, right? But yeah, it's such a well done cover. I really find this to be stunning, in my opinion.
It's perfect and in every way. But the scarcity is going to drive this $800 sale. That's a big boy sale. But man, it's hard not to, I personally, okay, I'm not paying $800 for it, but like, I can see where someone would. I mean, if someone is someone's really digging this and someone's into the cover or into Morbius, that's, I can see that. But the scarcity is definitely what's kicking this book into high gear, I think.
Yep, it's the main driver. But guys, Morbius, the Living Vampire, number 3, back in 2013. Tim Cocker, 1 in 50 ratio. CGC 98, $800. Now, up next, since we're talking ratios, I want to show you guys this one because Transformers number 1. This obviously dropping just not too long ago in 2023. This is the Bertram foil that was available for the 1 in 100 ratio. There's only 9 CGC 99s. Yeah, only 9 CGC 99s on the census. And a CGC 99 just recently sold for $525. I love me Transformers. I love this cover, but the 99s, dude, there's 9 of them.
Yeah, a foil. It's weird to see a foil pop off like this.
Right?
I don't know. It just doesn't seem like you typically see the foils really pop, but this is cool. I mean, this is a great cover. I mean, all of You can't say too many bad things about the Transformer series right now. But Marcel, what's up? But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see a foil pop. But 9/9s, you're going to see him. 9 is kind of a. Am I wrong to say that's kind of a big number? I mean, 9/9. That's not really super common. I don't know, but yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
disagree with you, dude. I that's what I was saying is like there's 9 9/9s on the census, but again, it is a foil. The printing was rather good for this one, and it is a stunner of a book. Like Lefteros is saying in the chat, I really like the book. I think it's
yeah,
a
it's a 1 in 100. I could see that. Now that I'm thinking about it, it probably makes sense. But 9/9 is kind of like a lot.
a lot. Yeah, it feels like a lot, and I don't disagree with you. So it's very interesting to see that. But anyways, Transformers number one, CGC 99 for the 1 in 100 ratio, sold at $525. Now, since we're sticking with ratios, and I promise you we're done with ratios after this, but Dakin, Dark Wolverine number one, this in 2010, the 1 in 25 ratio by Delato. I was gonna say Gabriel. Let's get Gabriel Delato. CGC 98, 169 US. 169 US. I love this cover so much, dude. I'm loving everything they're doing, by the way, with Dakin, with the Halverine stuff. It's been so good. I feel like this character gets not enough love from the regular fans. You know what I mean? They're just the
I think
average
so.
fan.
Yeah, I think you're fair in saying that for sure. Um, I I don't hate this. I don't hate this sell at all, at all. I mean, 169. I've spent worse. I've spent 160. I know I've said this on the show before, but I've probably spent $169 on dumber stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
I like this. This is good. It's up there. It's a great cover. Is it my favorite Delato? Probably not, but
No.
it's good. It's really solid, and like you said, they are absolutely doing some really cool stuff with Dakin right now. So this is great.
Yeah, I love this, man. But Dakin, Dark Wolverine number one back in 2010, the 1 in 25 ratio by Delato, CGC 98, $169 US. Now, up next, this is pretty fun. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, issue number one. Now, this is in 1995, guys. And obviously, as you can see, this was by Marvel Comics. I love the old Marvel Comics logo at the top left of this cover. But it reprints the 1937 Sunday newspaper pages, and the CGC 98 sold for $150 US. Now, I'm not going to say that the recent movie that came out is probably what's causing people to flock this way or causing anybody to flock this way, but one specific person definitely thought this was cool to have within their collection. And I do think it's a nice cover. My wife's a big fan of the Snow White stuff. She loved Snow White as a kid. So I could see her probably wanting one of these. Myself, I don't care much for it, but it is pretty cool to see that this reprints the 1937 Sunday newspaper pages. And yeah, it's just cool. It's just cool.
It's funny you say that. It's actually the inverse. My wife doesn't like Snow White, and I do like Snow White. This is kind of funny. But yeah, no, this is 150. I'm probably not in at 150 on this, but God Almighty, I'm sorry. I shouldn't read the comments while I try to make a point. But yeah, no, this is this is good. This is good shit. Obviously, but yeah, no, this is I like it. Again, I'm probably not doing the I'm probably not doing the 9.8 at 150, but if I came across it, I'd probably snatch it up.
Yeah,
My God.
yeah. But he looks
He just broke the chat.
The guy looks forward to 8 Ball Fridays, man. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, issue number one, 1995, reprints the 1937 Sunday newspaper pages, and a 9/8 just recently sold for $150 US. I'm literally sweating, holding back my laugh from Pacino.
I'm done.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some fun stuff here, guys. Superman issue 204. This going back to 2004. This was a Diamond Retailer Summit promotional sketch cover. And of course, Jim Lee doing Jim Lee amazingness, awesomeness, and a CGC 96 for this awesome cover. Sold for 287 US dollars. Baker Shaker this week. This is cool. I've never seen the sketch. I'm very familiar with the regular cover,
Yeah, right.
but
Yeah,
I didn't know there was a Diamond Retailer Summit for this.
yeah. So this is the For Tomorrow arc miniseries, whatever you want to call it, but it's not a miniseries; it's an arc. But really good. But yeah, this is that iconic cover that kind of is the mirror image of the Batman cover he did. This is I don't have this. I have the original one a couple times. Um, but I really, really, really enjoyed this cover, and this is one that we always talk about. We always say like, I get why it's sold, but I wouldn't pay it. Right? I
Yeah.
would. I might pay it. I might pay it for this one, and that's just because I'm a Superman guy. That's the bulk of my comic collection is Superman comics, and like I said, I have several copies of this particular book in the original cover. It is just classic Jim Lee, just one of the most iconic, Jim Lee covers ever. And Ferd Bird, what's up?
My
One of the
man,
most
my man Ferdy.
one of the most iconic Jim Lee covers ever. And I've got to be honest with you, in like the heat of an auction, I'm probably doing this
Yeah,
at
bro.
287.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, man. You know what, man? If I could even pick this up raw, dude, I'd love for a fucking sketch on that cape or something. Like, man,
Jim Lee sketches just they hit. I know you are not the biggest sketch guy, but like the Jim Lee sketches tend to just they hit.
yeah, they do.
They look good.
Yeah, dude, they really do. And you just said, I'm not the biggest sketch fan, but when it hits, it hits. This is totally a sick cover. Love this. Although I have multiple copies of the original one, I do not have this one here. Neither does Trek Wars, clearly, because I think we're gonna bid each other up if ever we come across this on eBay. So amazing book to see. Superman 204, guys, the Diamond Retailer Summit promotional from 2004, CGC 96 selling at 287 US dollars. Now sticking with Superman, guys, Action Comics 419. Oh man, I love this cover. 1972, first appearance of the Human Target. This is a Neil Adams cover, and it's like partially like it's kind of like in the background scenery is like pretty realistic, right? It's like a photo, and then you got Neil Adams drawing Superman right there, front and center. It's just so cool, man. CGC 98 selling at 1,950 US dollars. Baker Shaker this week. I love this cover, dude.
What a sale!
Right?
This is the Neil Adams premium. That's all this is. It's a fantastic cover. I mean, it's classic Neil Adams art, but like, what a sale! Oh my god, man, this is awesome. This is also why I say if you are into collecting comics, don't do what I did and fall in love with Superman. I'm just kidding. Love Superman. Superman's important. Absolutely do that, but like, you will one day come to the realization that if you're a completionist, you are collecting the wrong superhero. Because this book just sold for $2,000 and it's number what, 419. So you're kind of in a world of hurt unless you've got some unlimited funds somewhere. But no, Neil Adams, a lot of people talk about Neil Adams as Batman, and Neil Adams as Batman is perfect. It's unbelievable, but I think a lot of times equally as great is Neil Adams Superman. When he draws Superman, it just looks iconic.
Absolutely, dude. He's, in my opinion, one of the best to draw Superman, and one of the best to draw many characters, dude. Neil Adams is just untouchable when it comes to comics, and obviously, rest his soul. Meeting him, he was such a wonderful person to meet as well. I had a conversation with him for about 20 minutes, and it was just amazing to talk about just, geeking out. We were geeking out and having fun, man, and I was very appreciative of that. But if you're wondering, how many 9/8 exist of this book, dude. There's 31 blue labels, universal copies that exist that are 9/8, and you've got one that is signed. And I don't imagine you'll see many of these 9/8 coming up for grabs oftentimes, just because Neil Adams is no longer with us. This is an amazing cover. I don't really think people care much for the first appearance of the Human Target, but yeah, I love the book. Stunning.
Yeah, I think, and no knocking the Human Target. Was it Tom King did a Human Target run in the last 10 years or so that was pretty solid. But I don't think this. I don't. Was it Tom King? I think it was Tom King.
What was his real name again? Christopher.
I don't remember.
I think it was Christopher Chance. Christopher Chance. Yeah, it's Christopher Chance.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't remember his last name. But it was Christopher. I'm about 99% sure. But yeah, this is no knocking the Human Target here, but yeah, this is Neil Adams. This is a Neil Adams. This is fantastic. This is a Neil Adams price that you're paying here, and yeah, wonderful stuff.
Yeah, JD saying he's amazed at the city backdrop. Look at that,
Right.
man. And yeah, dude, it's basically just a partial photo cover. And you got Neil Adams doing his amazing stuff over this. But Action Comics 419 in a CGC 98 just sold for $1,950 US. Now, up next, guys, we gotta talk Star Wars. It is May the 4th, and we have the biggest Star Wars fan in the house. So Star Wars Vader Down at number 1 back in 2016. Apparently, this is a 1 in 4,999 copy ratio by Zdarsky, and it features Vader and Jackson on this. CGC 96 just recently sold for $599 US. Baker Shaker this week. I like this, man. This is such a fun cover, dude. But it's that 1 in 4,999 ratio. What do you think of that?
Oh, it's cool. I mean, I like weird ratios. This is great. Uh, I don't think I knew this series existed. I don't think I ever read anything out of Vader Down. But yeah, it's cool. I love it. Man, I just don't know what else to say. Big boy sale for a 9.6. That's for sure. $600 for a 9.6.
9.6, dude. Not a 9.8. Not a 9.8. And
Wild.
Love for Comics feels the other way, saying only $600 for this one.
Yeah, maybe that ratio is pretty intense. So
yeah, it's pretty fun, man. Because apparently, the rumor behind this is that it was kind of produced to parody DC Comics, who had promoted a 1 in 5,000 retailer incentive variant of Dark Knight 3, The Master Race issue number 1. And now I'm getting this information from recalledcomics.com. So just to give you an idea where this story kind of comes about when it comes to the ratio and the number 4,999. I think it was done intentionally to just as a little bit of a dig at that one. But it's pretty cool to see, because 9.8s, dude. I don't know the entire actual sales that took place in the past, but seeing a 9.6 right now at that price, I could only imagine what the 9.8s were hitting. Dynamic Forces on their webpage back a while back had this listed at $3,800.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
It's crazy. I mean, let's be honest, I'm never buying it, but that's a crazy value for this. But hey, Love 4 even just said only 600. That's pretty that's probably pretty telling. If he thinks that's low, this might be a good get for whoever got it at 9.6.
Yep. Exactly, man. But it is May the 4th, so we shall end on a Star Wars book for the market report. Now, guys, stick around. Hot topics. It's about to get very spicy. Armin, I don't know if you're still in the chat. I just dropped you the link if you would like to join us to have the discussion about what took place over on your side of town. Now, if you're wondering what that is, I'll tell you in just a minute. Travis,
Yes.
it's time for Hot Topics. Are you ready?
Let's get it.
Let's go. All right, guys, it's time for the hot topics. Now, a few things have happened this week, but nothing too crazy. So, we're going to keep it light and we're going to get into that big spicy topic because I do want to talk about what happens when you walk across a con or you walk into a shop or a seller who's online, whether it be Facebook, eBay, you name it, whatever it is. You see a raw copy and it's got a sticker saying, graded between 9.0, 9.2, and they're selling it pretty close to that graded price. So something just happened over with, a comic book corner, Armin. So Armin, I dropped you the StreamYard link. If you want to join us live, you're more than welcome to come and talk about it on stream. If not, we will handle. It's totally fine, but we'll dive into that. But before we get into it, guys, some other fun stuff. Free Comic Book Day, of course, took place yesterday, and if you completely missed it, there was Gargoyles Demona that came out, and it looks like the crossover is starting to kick off. That's right, we're going to be getting Fantastic Four Gargoyles crossover, the crossover we never knew we wanted, and here we have it, and it seems like it's going to be pretty fun. So this is pretty cool. Like this. Now, the crossover series is apparently scheduled to drop in October of this year. So I'm kind of excited about that. I grew up a big Gargoyles fan, dude. I loved Gargoyles as a kid. Still love it even to this day, man. It's always fun to go back and rewatch. But if you guys haven't had the opportunity to read the book yet, Gargoyles Demona, pretty cool book. If you have a chance to pick one up, maybe the LCSs still have some of those Free Comic Book Day books available. Cool little book to have in your collection. It looks like we're starting to kick off towards this crossover.
Well, I wouldn't be a Trekkie if I didn't tell you that like 90% of the Next Generation main cast did voices on Gargoyles. Star Trek.
Yes, that is true.
It's absolutely wild. One of my favorite Star Trek stories is Jonathan Frakes. Somebody approached him in like a grocery store or something like that. It's the guy that played Commander Riker, and someone was like, "Oh my God, I'm such a huge fan of yours," and he was like, "Oh, really? From Star Trek?" And they were like, "What? You were in Star Trek?" And he was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "No, I know you from Gargoyles." And he's like, "That was the coolest moment in my career."
That's wicked. That's wicked, man.
Yeah. This is fantastic, though. I love it. Great. If you're a 90s kid, Gargoyles is always there.
Yep. Agreed, dude. It was a fun issue to read, man. I had the chance to read this, and I'm excited. I know you said fantastic. I don't know if there was any pun intended there, but yeah, it's good times. Looking forward to this little crossover, just to see how this is gonna come to take place come October 2025. So good times ahead. And I do agree with Kilted Corgi saying that the Spears variant for Gargoyles Demona, which is on FOC this week, you might want to check that out. I also need to give some heat to Lefteros because he left Mega Man X off of FOC list twice. He leaves fucking X Mega Man off of the FOC list. I don't know what he's doing. Why is he doing this?
Yeah, that's not gonna fly with Lando, bro.
Yeah. People come here and they're like, "Yeah, but Lando's a video game guy. He never talks video game on FOC. What the hell? Yeah, we love you, Lefteros. Thank you for all the hard work you do. Poor guy didn't even sleep last night. But anyways, moving on from this, I want to show you guys this. Fantastic Four is coming, and it's coming faster than you would expect because we're very close to the month of July. I know you're excited for Superman. I'm excited for Superman. But we're also getting Fantastic Four in July. So, the Fantastic Four First Steps is going to be dropping 6 trading card character posters as well. So, that's pretty fun. Now, they unveiled 6 trading card themed character posters for Fantastic Four First Steps. The new posters coincide with Thunderbolts' successful release and Marvel's momentum in 2025. Fans attending Thunderbolts IMAX and select Regal 40X screenings receive exclusive card packs. The Fantastic Four First Steps is set for release on July 25th, 2025. Now, as you can see, you got Mr. Fantastic right there with a nice little broken strip of gum. Apparently, it's gonna come with that strip of gum. Just so you guys know, keeping it retro as hell with these strips of gum. But look at that. We also get Herbie. We've got the Invisible Woman Sue Storm. Looks great. You can see the little pack at the middle of the screen right there. It says 5 collectible cards, 1 stick of bubble gum. That's what we're getting.
Did you ever try to chew the gum? Did you ever do that?
What do you mean?
Did you ever chew the bubble gum that was in the pack?
Did you buy bubble gum just to like hoard it? I don't get it.
Like, I'm just asking. Like, I got like bubble gum like a decade after the pack came out, and I still was like, well, I got gum,
Dude.
Might as well.
Yeah. Of course, totally.
I'm just saying, I got a pack of like cards that came out in like 1989. And
you're talking about like later on in
yeah. yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
no. So yeah, no, absolutely not. I mean, I don't want to die, but
well, I'm still kicking.
Good, you got the immune system of a fucking ox. That's why. But yeah, dude, bubble gum, of course. I didn't know what you meant by the question, because I would always obviously buy the strips of gum, and
I think they stopped putting it in there in like the mid 90s, right? Like, I don't think we saw any like new packs coming with gum. So you had to have if you chewed it, you had to have gotten it from a yesteryear.
You know which gum was deadly and scary, man? It was the fucking Hubba Bubbas, those hard ones, dude. Like,
oh yeah,
little squares.
Yeah, you're cracking a tooth or losing a feeling, one of the two.
Yeah, losing a feeling for sure, man. Those were rough, but yeah, man, it's pretty cool to see that these come with the gum. I'm kind of concerned now. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I do get a chance to get one, I'm probably gonna just totally avoid chewing that shit, dude.
No, you should. It's a science experiment at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, Lefteros is saying that Travis is always trying to pivot conversations to expired foods. What's up with that? Yeah, what's going on?
I have a problem. No, these cards are fantastic.
Gum.
I really
gum. Oh my god!
I really I really am kind of bummed because I don't think I'm going to be able to get one of these, but I am hopeful. So I'm going to try and book my Thunderbolts to IMAX, but they're probably all going to be gone. You know,
yeah,
there's no chance.
Well, I imagine, like, where you're from, your neck of the woods, like, it's literally in the woods. So, like, it's totally understandable.
We got to drive an hour and a half just to see a damn movie.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You got your wife sitting in the passenger seat, literally watching a movie to get to the movies on her tablet.
It's at least it's a family vacation to go see a movie. That's for sure.
Absolutely wild. But yeah, man, I love this. And I got to agree with Chia, man. The MCU marketing is on point, in which we're going to touch on in just a second, because Thunderbolts, baby, came out and the MCU is so back, even though it never left. I don't know why people are saying it's back. It's always been here. But anyways, you got Rotten Tomatoes sitting at 88% as a tomatoer, and then a popcorn meter of 94%. Clearly, the viewers, the moviegoers, are loving this. The critics loved it. I'm gonna keep it spoiler free, as I told you guys, because the guy who I thought watched it didn't watch it and is on the panel, Travis. The movie was just amazing from front to back. I loved everything about it. It had all the right balance of fun, seriousness. Dude, it was front to back very enjoyable. I'm already anticipating going back to watch this. I said it before it dropped that I think Yelena is probably going to steal the show. It's hard to even walk out of that movie saying that anybody stole the show, because everybody contributed to this movie in such a great way, where they all got to shine, man. Except the one character that didn't get to shine much. But I'll leave that off the table. But dude, Red Guardian, dude, Ghost, fucking Bucky, Yelena, Bob, everybody did an amazing job in this movie. I think Marvel really wrote something incredible. The portrayal of Sentry was so good, dude. The seriousness, you know how he battles with himself mentally all the time, and seeing
Right.
him go through that battle, especially where these characters are at right now. You know what I mean? Within the MCU, everything they've struggled with. You've got, Yelena, who's gone through her shit, literally lost her sister, the relationship that she has with her father, Red Guardian. You've got Bucky, who's gone through literally hundreds of years of shit. All of them, dude. All of them have been through something where it's so relevant to have a character like Sentry play out in this. And the battle between, you know, all of them internally is something that I think once you look at the movie and you acknowledge that and embrace that, it is very powering, dude. It's such a good movie to walk out. I walked out of it. I kind of felt like I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, if that makes any sense, without anything space, without anything cosmic, street level Guardians, where it's like there's the fun banter in between that makes you chuckle. There's moments where it's absolutely hilarious, but the chuckle banters, it's kind of like, amongst us, like when we roast each other. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
we give each other those subtle jabs. Sometimes that they go a bit below the belt, but like it's okay. But I just think that this was so well done, and I really look forward to hopefully seeing more Thunderbolts. I know that in the box office right now, it's not dominating. It's not doing anything too crazy, although it is number one this weekend. I think they wrapped up domestically at like 168 million, somewhere around there, and the movie budget was like 180 million. So I know they're going to surpass it within the next week. But again, the MCU is not back. The MCU has always been here. The only thing that I will say is that yes, we finally got a very good movie. Not to say that we haven't gotten very good movies in between, but guys, we could go back to phase one, phase two, phase three. There's been duds in between everything. Phase four is a dud. Phase five, there's duds. Not phase four being a dud. I'm saying there's duds in between. So it's cool. Nothing's changed in my opinion. But Thunderbolts, if you guys haven't watched it yet, I encourage everybody to go out and watch it. I think you're really gonna enjoy it, man. It's a fun, enjoyable movie. Even Valentina, dude, the actress who played Elaine in Seinfeld, dude, she did amazing.
Yeah.
She did absolutely amazing.
Julia Louise Dreyfus.
Yeah, she's so good, dude.
Yeah,
So
she's
good.
fantastic. So obviously I haven't seen it, so I can't comment on it. But one thing you did point out, you said it felt like Guardians, right? Street level Guardians, and I know that when the trailer dropped, a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, they're just trying to make it like Guardians," and my immediate response to that comment is, "Are you mad about that?" Uh,
Bro,
like
people are mad about everything lately. It's
right, it's for me, it's been one of those things where it's like everybody wants to shit on the MCU and say the MCU's dead and say, yeah, it's been in a little bit of a lull, but the movies have been pretty solid. They've been fine. Are there gripes to be had? Sure, why not, right? Like, that's fine. But if you're sitting here saying, oh, they're just trying to make it like Guardians, when Guardians is by far one of the highlights of the entire MCU, is that a bad thing? I mean, are we going to complain about making a movie like Guardians? Wouldn't you
yeah.
just take another Guardians? Like, if someone said, "I'm going to give you a movie that's going to entertain you as much as when you first saw Guardians of the Galaxy," sign me up. I'm here, right here. I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Joseph Michaels in the chat saying that he's already seen it twice since the release. He got the opportunity to see an advanced special screening, so that's amazing. Congrats on that. And
Very
then went
cool.
again to see it Saturday with his dad and older brother. Now, he gives it a 9 on 10. I very comfortably can give it an 8 on 10, although I ain't Cisco and you're not Ebert, that's for sure. But I thought the movie was really good. The Void, the portrayal of the Void was really cool. Everything about it, front to back, was very enjoyable. I think the character development, the advancement of these characters, now seeing where they stand within the MCU moving forward. Although I do worry, I want this to succeed so much that they plan on probably keeping these characters even after Secret Wars because it was that good, man. I really enjoyed it, and those two post-credit scenes, one being just for shits and giggles, but that last scene, man, had my theater erupting, dude, erupting. The place, it was nice to see a reaction as such in a post-credit scene, because I feel like Marvel hasn't hit on that scale in just a little bit. And I'm happy to see that not many people, although it was a big post-credit scene, are not really talking solely about that post-credit scene. They're talking about the film, and it was a good film. So if you haven't watched it yet, please do so. Travis, when you do, hit me up. I'd love to know what you think about it.
You know, you're asking for me to troll you, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But guys, before we get into the spicy topic, that's right, the big topic tonight, I sent the invite to Armin, and he's here. So Armin is going to be hopping on to join us to talk about what transpired. So guys, everybody, welcome Armin. What's going on, bro?
Hey, how's it going, man? Pretty good, pretty good.
Ah, dude, I'm happy to have you here, man. And I even see you rocking the Spidey t-shirt. So like you're scoring bonus points with me right now.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So, Armin, guys, before I get into it, if you haven't yet, go check out Comic Book Corner. Comic Book Corner, dude, Armin does amazing work. He's one of the best pressers cleaners in the game. If you live in Canada, even if you want to send from the United States, hit him up, contact him. He always gets. I've seen him revive books in ways that I've never even thought were possible. We share a group chat where he drops videos, and his YouTube videos. I encourage everybody to go subscribe, show some love, because he does amazing work, and he's very thorough. He goes into deep convos regarding techniques and what to look for and all of these things, and it's very knowledgeable. So thank you for even putting out such content, because yeah, it's very important for people who are not familiar.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that for sure, for sure, for sure. So, yeah, look, I get to interact with a lot of different collectors, from all different levels, and I have one guy in particular that we kind of bonded because we have a lot in common. We both collect Amazing Spider-Man. We both collect Spawn, and we both are going through the exact same health issues. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's insane. And he pretty much has all his Spideys except for the Silver Age stuff.
Hmm.
And now he's been trying to put together that, and he's not really too experienced in buying that type of or those older books.
Yeah.
So I don't know who he met, but he met somebody, and apparently, he thought he was getting some really good deals on some really high grade books. He called me up right away, telling me he wants to come over right away, like the next morning, like he wanted to come over and show me the books. That's how excited he was,
Yeah.
So I was a bit skeptic, but I said, okay, yeah, sure, man, let's check it out.
So that's exactly it. Now I'm going to show you guys some slides here. Okay, so
yeah.
Buying raw comics with grades on them. So as you guys can see within the slide, you can see that those ASM books that Armin is talking about, we have some stickers at the top here that give grades. Right now, when you're looking at these grades and the pricing, you can see that example, the ASM 112 on the far right says near mint 94. $200 US, and then I think it's like two something Canadian, whatever it says. Then you've got the ASM 113 down the middle. VF near mint 9.0, first appearance of Hammerhead 150 US, 210 Canadian, and then you got 94, first appearance of Gibbon, $200 versus 280 Canadian. So when you guys come across such books out in the wild, one of the first questions I want to ask both of you, and we'll go in order. So we'll go Travis and then obviously Armin. What do you guys think about this? Because yes, I am appreciative of people who take the time to do this so that it's easier. But are you the type of people that actually feel comfortable with taking the opinion of somebody else on the grading and their pricing? Because sometimes most people that do grade these books before they're even graded, they're giving their opinion on what the book might be grade wise, but then their pricing tends to come very close to that as if it was slapped, right? Are you comfortable buying a book and trusting people as such? How do you gauge in such situations?
So for me, it really depends on where I'm at with that particular shop. So if I'm an experienced buyer, a lot of times I can look at a book and say, yeah, I'm with that, or I don't believe that. But if we're talking about from someone who is flat out new to buying comics or new to buying older comics,
Yeah.
I think you have to really understand your seller. And if you're buying from a shop, you have to understand the shop, right? So is the shop a look, I'll put it this way. There are some shops that have a reputation, right? That have a very good reputation within the industry. And there are some shops where you know the people that are in there that are doing their thing are widely highly regarded in the comic community, even if you're just new to buying back, back issues or older books. So if I know that I'm buying from a shop there like that, I can sort of trust that what they're saying is solid. If I'm buying from a shop that I've never bought from before, typically I'm going to approach that with a little bit of caution. I'm going to say, maybe I'll just pump the brakes. I might come back in a couple of days. I might get more comfortable with my own level of grading, with my own eye as I evaluate a book. I might ask for the book off the shelf, take it out, really take a look at it. But the fact is that for me personally, like where I am now in my comic journey or whatever they have written on that sticker doesn't mean anything to me. It's just whatever I see. But as I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of someone who has not bought a lot of back issues, not bought a lot of Silver Age stuff, and for me, if it's a very reputable store, I'm sort of okay trusting it because they have a reputation for a reason. If it's a store that I haven't spent a lot of time at, I'm gonna sort of pump the brakes maybe a little bit on that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Armin, you are very accurate and familiar with grading, so I think you're at an advantage here for sure when you come across it. But are you the type that would trust the thing? What do you think about that, or do you prefer to maybe pull out the book and check it yourself prior?
Oh well, look, for sure the best option is to have the book in hand, look at it. If you're skilled enough to grade it yourself, perfect. If you're not, bring somebody along that is. There's lots of people in the community that are knowledgeable and helpful that have the time that could spare to come along, especially when it's a big purchase. Especially when it's a big purchase.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of times where you're stuck buying online. That's another obstacle we have to tackle that didn't used to be an option, before. So you buy a book raw online. What do? The guy says 9.4 and you get a 9, or it gets damaged in shipping.
Yeah.
So
Now, just to jump into what actually happened here, guys. So you're all going to see exactly what happened. Armin was talking a little earlier how this person was super excited, picked up these books. As you can see, the prices were not low when it comes to this. And, he's buying silver for the first time. Now, you've got what was labeled a CG, like a 9.0, right? That was what the seller labeled it at 150 US, 210 Canadian. Armin, you got to send in this book for this gentleman, and it came back a 6.5. This is severely off of what was stickered here.
yeah. And I remember I told him, look, this book is somewhere between a 6 and a 7, and it came back exactly a 6.5. So
yeah. So you called it even before it even went in. You called it, and unfortunately, here's one example of what happened here. And then second was, we'll take this ASM 114 labeled a 9.2. The buyer paid 210 Canadian, and rather than a 9.2, came back a 7.5.
yeah, man.
Now, Travis, if you were the buyer here, how would you feel right now towards the seller?
Well, so there's not really a lot of recourse you have, I mean, that's the nature of the business. So look, if there's anybody in the chat right now that doesn't have a lot of experience buying these books, if you just want to be comfortable with it, just buy it graded. Just buy it graded. Then you don't have to worry about this because you're going to feel really, really, really it's going to be a gut punch when you get that book back and it comes in way under what you expected. I mean, especially if you spent that kind of money. Because if you buy this book for whatever this person paid for it and then send it off and add the grading cost, the shipping costs, and everything else, you're going to end up spending way more than that book was worth when it was graded just to have this book in your collection. And if it's just a book you got to have, sure. But just if anybody's out there that has not delved into the Silver Age, even Golden Age, I mean, you're getting into Golden Age, it's getting real crazy. Like, just buy it graded. Save yourself some heartache and just do it.
Yeah. Now, Armin, did you have a chance to like press clean these books before sending them in?
Absolutely, absolutely. So they should have hit higher grades than what's on the ticket. And Travis said it. Travis said it like he hit the nail right on the coffin, man. I was gonna say the price that you pay buying these raw, and then factor in the price of pressing, cleaning, and grading, you might as well just buy it already graded. You know the grade, you know it hasn't been restored, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the type of guy. Look, I've learned through Armin, to be honest with you. You know, we've known each other for years now, and multiple times I'll come to his house and we'll look at the books I'm submitting. I'll hand them over to him, and then he'll even hit me up with a video and be like, "Hey, so I went through your book, by the way, and here I found like there's a stain here on the back of your cover. I don't know if you opened your book. Did you check it? You know, you got like 3 ticks. Here's color breaking. You might get this. You might get that." Very open conversation. The dialogue between Armin and all of his clients is amazing, and I think that that's something that I, as a customer, definitely appreciate. But unfortunately, somebody got bit, and as you can see, here we have another. This one even more disappointing than any, in my opinion. 9.4 is what this was listed as, and came back a 6.0 even after pressing and cleaning.
Yeah,
that sucks. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, this book actually, the pages or the paper quality was so brittle. The cover was hardly attached to the book. So the minute you manipulate it, like it was barely hanging by a string. So it just detached, man.
Yeah, and it's sad to see that. So somebody like myself, like I said, I've come to learn through you as well. I'm nowhere close to Armin level, but I can gauge in between. Sometimes I'll pull out a book and be like, this is probably a 9.6. I'll get lucky on a 9.8 with Armin, and he'll tell me the same thing. Sometimes send each other pictures and be like, what do you think? Like, is this worthy or not? And like I said, that's just a great service that I have with Armin. But some tips and tricks. I think number one is definitely, before even committing to these purchases, especially online, man, try to see these books in person. Try to pull it out from its bag and board and see exactly what's going on with this book. I mean, you just finished saying that this cover was like it was detached, dude. So at that point, I think it's fair to say this is nowhere close to a 9.4. There's no way you should be charging me $200 US for this.
It's a $50 book, basically.
Yeah, on a good day, because I think detached covers are harder to sell to anybody. I mean, Travis, I don't see you wanting to buy any detached cover, right?
You get me in the right Star Trek book, you never know, man.
Yeah, I believe that. That's for sure. But it's just it's tough to see that now. Armin being a specialist at this trade here, are there any tips that you would suggest that you can give to people, or maybe like I said, pull out the book from the bag and board, but what are key things to look for, especially when somebody's saying like it's a 9.4 and we drop to a 9.6? What were the main factors here that you would have said to this guy prior, had he shared the book with you via pictures or a phone call or whatever it is? Like, obviously the detachment is a dead giveaway, but let's take this one for example.
Yeah, look, this one looks amazing, but if you look at the grader's notes on CGC, you're going to see that there's a tear here, there's a split there, there's a stain there. So it's all little minor defects that accumulated kills the grade.
Yeah.
And Silver Age books, man, they're not like modern books where there's, one or two printing defects and you're still going to get a 9 something. Here, you're lucky. Most of the books range between 4 and 7. When you start getting to 8, 9, and over, it's really, really scarce. Really scarce. The book has to be flawless. I've gotten one 9.8 from the Silver Age era in the last 20 years that I've been grading books. One.
Imagine.
That's how rare it is, man. Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, Travis, I know you love Superman, Silver Age stuff for sure. What are the key things you're looking for when you're digging up some of these older books, man? Like, are you looking at, is the cover intact? Is it the spine ticks? Is it what are the main things you're always looking for?
I'm usually just cussing myself for deciding that I was going to collect Superman to begin with. It's so stupid. It was the dumbest decision I've ever made in my life when it came to collecting comic books. It was a terrible decision. There was nobody there to stop me. No, when it comes to books, it all just depends on knowledge of the book, which comes with time, right? So like knowledge of the series that you're collecting. If it's Action Comics like me, because I'm a moron, if you're collecting Action Comics and you know what the keys are, then for me, if it's a key, I'll take a lower grade at times. Yeah. I'm very much and Lando, you know this, I'm very much a low grade's better than no grade kind of guy. I really don't care a lot of times. If it's going in the PC, I could give a shit less what the grade is. As long as it's not absolutely thrashed. If the cover looks good, I'm pretty solid. But if I'm looking to flip it, I want the highest grade possible, right? So,
for sure.
So I'm willing to take a little less for a good key. But if it's a cover grab, I'm looking for a really, 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 really high quality copy. But if we're talking about older books, bang for your buck. If you're looking to flip it, try to, I'm looking at, trying to just get the best looking copy I can for the lowest possible dollar value. But if we're talking about PC, whatever, man, I'll buy some trash. I don't care. If I don't have it, it's going in the collection, whatever.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that Dan even mentions this because Silver Age, especially Marvel, it's page quality, and white pages should always be sought after, including low grades. And that's one thing for myself is like, even if I'm looking at like 7.0s, I always give myself, when it comes to silver, I try to hit 7.0. And it's got to be white pages. And what's even more funny about this, not funny, but actually devastating, the 9.2, this coming back to 7.5, and it was off white to white. So it's clearly not the case. So in my opinion, this is unfortunate, but it is something that I think, should a casual collector or a new collector coming into the hobby come across such things, maybe even this channel, I really do encourage everybody to make sure that if somebody's grading books prior to it actually being graded by somebody who specializes in this, whether it be a company, whether it be somebody like Armin, man, take the time to look at these books thoroughly, like front and back, if you're dropping coin as such, because this is the type of shit that can take somebody completely out of the hobby and be like, fuck this was the worst decision I ever made in my life. When you're financially scarred like that, it's going to piss you off, and you're going to say that comics is the worst thing ever when it's actually not. Unfortunately, there's some crummy ass people out there that can make the collection make the hobby sour for you for no reason. And whoever did this, it kind of sucks, man. Maybe just stop putting stickers and thinking you know what you're doing when it comes to grading and pricing, because clearly you're pricing out the wazoo and you're completely left field when it comes to grading, nowhere even close. So it is sad to see. So I really hope people take the time to do their homework. And you know what? I don't even care if I come off as an asshole at my LCS, because I have a shop here. Armin, you're very familiar with the shop as well. They do claim sales on let's say almost every day on their Facebook page, and I'll claim it. They'll put it in my box in my reserve. But if I just claimed a book at $30 that I'm expecting a certain grade for at that price range, if I get there and I could see that clearly there's more defects than anticipated when seeing the book, I'm going to tell them, dude, you can put this back on the shelf. I'm not interested. I'm not going to pay that. Right? I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I,
anyway,
I'll say this. The one thing I'll say is that, you know, this is very easily avoided. If the shop just puts the price that they want to make on it and leaves the damn grade out of it, just don't put the grade on the price tag. Put what you think it's worth
yeah,
and put it up there for sale. If it sells for that, great. If you're a smart comic shop, you're open to negotiate because that's the only way shit gets sold. So put it up for what you think you want it for, leave the grade off of it, and don't deal with this blowback because I'm sure at some point it may not be this particular instance, but in the time that this has happened to some comic shop, they've probably dealt with some blowback. So just stop grading raw books. Don't put your what you think it is. Don't do any of that. Just put it up there and say, "Hey, I think this is worth $150. You want it?" No? Okay. Will you do 100? Cool. All right. Out the door. Let's move on. Like, just don't put the grade on it. It's that easy. Otherwise, if you're a buyer, though, truly, if you're a buyer and you're looking into getting Silver Age, um, just just save yourself some headache and just get it graded. That's the standard. Do it, get
yeah.
it done, and move
I,
on.
at this price range, dude, I would have done exactly that, right, Armin?
Absolutely, 100%, man. I mean, if you're not an expert grader, just buy it already graded. You're gonna pay, man. Sometimes you're gonna pay the same price, man. Sometimes even less. eBay auctions. Just be patient. You're gonna find some awesome deals.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's always deals. You just got to be patient. Don't get caught up in the moment. Don't do what me and Lando do and get caught up in the auction and start, paying, $500 for a Hulk Hogan book. Don't do that. But there's always a deal out there to be had. You just got to wait for it, and that's the key. Just wait and wait and wait, and it will come. You need actually did point out Covrprice is really good for raw grade values. 100% correct. If you're not sure about it, get comfortable with get comfortable to the point to where you think you can identify a book that's within a certain range of a grade. You don't need to be able to sit here and say that's a 7.0 and I know if I send it right now it's going to come back as a 7.0. Just be like that's between a 4 and a 6. That's
Yeah,
between a
yeah.
6 and an 8 and somewhere. And if you can get comfortable there, then you can get comfortable with the amount of money that you're spending on that raw book and use a resource like Covrprice or whatever you prefer.
yeah,
Well said.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I agree with you, man. And you know what? I'm just curious to see CGC 9.2 of this book. Canadian sold for $455 or best offer recently. So I'm not too sure what the best offer was. 9.0 again, best offer was 214 Canadian. So it gives you an idea price range wise. So I'm saying 214 Canadian for a 9.0 for a 0.2 bump. This is very close to the price right there, right?
Yeah. All
So
right.
I would have just went straight for the graded comic at that point, even if it was a 9.0. At least I know I'm getting the sure thing, and yeah,
And it's instant gratification. You don't have to wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks or however long the turnaround time is.
2 months.
2 months.
yeah. Well, apparently they've gotten better now. I know the silver side of things.
Oh, silver, forget it. It's 6 months.
Yeah, dude.
I can't send anything to CGC because Lando always has me in here on days that he wants me to talk bad about CGC. So I can't send anything there right now.
I don't want you to talk
I'm
about it.
I'm blackballed.
I don't say that, but yeah, no, it is a sad story, Armin. I was so happy to see that you posted this over on your YouTube channel, in which I encourage everybody go subscribe, go check out Comic Book Corner because always doing unboxings, and you can see some of the things that he talks about very passionately. And I don't mean for this to sound like an infomercial, but it is just good. I want to share more of the positive side within the community of YouTube and Instagram and all that fun stuff when it comes to comics. It's always good to learn off of people, and I've learned a lot when it comes to books and grading and what to look out for. And Armin is a gem, an absolute gem. So I was happy to see this post. Unfortunately for the buyer, I was not happy that they had to go through that, endure that. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the hot topic. Now, Armin, you said that the buyer is also, in the situation as you, currently buying up some of these books. I really hope something comes of this. I hope maybe it was a learning curve, and he can still continue to do so, and not be not be sour about it right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, I told him, look, don't rush. That's the key. Just don't rush.
Yeah.
Even though you think your time is limited, let's say, because certain things you're going through in life, sometimes you still have to be smart about certain things, you know?
Of course. Of course. But guys, that was the show. Thank you so much, Armin. I sent you the invite. You took it, and the fact that you popped in so
My pleasure.
willingly meant a lot. Let the people know, man. Where can they find you?
I'm on YouTube, you know, like you said, doing the unboxings, you know, and we also have the community chat, you know, Comic Book Corner can be on Telegram. We're always doing the big signing events sometimes that CGC hosts. We send in books for like Jim Lee that's coming up now, and Campbell that's going to be in October. So that's always fun, man. Always enjoy sending those in, man. You know, people bring in the best of the best when it comes to those signings. So I get to work on some really cool books.
Yeah, man, I could only imagine. And I know every time I come over, I feel so bad. You got the pressers working like crazy. You were telling me the last time I came over, you're like, dude, like my shoulder is so banged up from all the cleaning and
Campbell,
pressing I've been
that's
doing.
true.
Yeah, dude. So, he puts in a lot of work. So, shout out to you. Thank you for everything you do. Like I said, guys, please go subscribe, show some love over to Comic Book Corner. And of course, wow, I was going to just hand over to Travis. But, dude, Alex, you didn't need to do that, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Again, not necessary, but I highly appreciate it. Nothing but love, bro. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I will get better videos. I promise you. Maybe I'll pull a pressable defects and like ask like some porn star to like do a quick video of like showing off some curves and stuff as a thank you for the super chat. So yeah, thank you guys. Now Travis, you let the people know where they can hear all the absolute awesomeness.
I don't have any. No, I'm just kidding. You guys can get me out on Trek Wars Comics. That's the name of the channel. We do the Absolute show every week, except for the last 2 weeks because we're lazy. But no, we got 2 shows dropping this week on the channel, and we're covering all the releases from the Absolute universe, diving in, giving you the updates, doing full rundowns of each issue. Giving our thoughts on it and everything. A lot of fun, super cool. If you're not on board with it, jump on and. Yeah, it's usually pretty ridiculous, but we have fun. So,
yeah, it's always a great time over on your show. And speaking great times, guys, this Tuesday I'm back. Covrprice Hot 10. I know the top 10. Sorry, I know I wasn't there on Thursday, but I will also be back for the Thursday Shakers. So make sure to tune in over on Covrprice Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll bring you guys all the fun books that sold on the aftermarket, and I'll be back next Sunday with another guest talking all the fun stuff from FOC to Market Report to Hot Topics. And every week we tend to have a little bit of a spicy one. And Armin contributing to this week's Mental World. It was nice to have you here. Pop in as a guest. Trek Wars, sometimes a pleasure. But yeah, have yourselves a great week, and I will catch you guys on the other side. So peace out. Adios.
bye.